Holy shit, dude.
Yes, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Phone Booth podcast. Yes, holy shit, it's been another week.
Holy shit.
Why am I getting a recording of myself?
Yeah, there is an echo. Why is that? I think we're tight.
No, we're not tight.
Uh-oh.
It's a big, huge
Their
delay.
browser open?
How about now?
You're not hearing that?
I am hearing that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, of course, we would have some technical difficulties.
Hold on, are we good now?
Yes, I think
Does
we
anyone
are
have
good.
their phone on?
You know what it is? I know
What was it?
dude. Your boy Snoop has
Okay.
the lowest IQ of the podcast.
Okay. All right.
We've-
I'm not arguing. Not arguing.
We've established that in the past.
Mhm.
I have Substack open, ready to pull it up, and because we are now live streaming to Substack,
yes.
it was already pulled up, ready to go. So we're having it.
Speaking of, go to phoneboothpodcast.substack.com where you'll find so many informative episodes of many different podcasts, including Phone Booth Podcast, Here's the Thing Podcast, Pick Is In Podcast, and Templar, obviously. Are Templar, are you on it or no? Are you still coming back?
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
the mind of madness.
I know. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to jump the gun and be like, actually, I'm not really doing that right now. Okay, so there you go. Mind of Madness.
Yeah.
And Templar's here, as a matter of fact, joining us tonight, as
Boom.
well as check out the link for merchandise because it does support your local dumbass boys here.
Oh, yeah, and it's cool shit, dude. And it's not
Mhm.
overpriced like Buc-ee's. That, too.
Yes, compared to Buc-ee's, we are not overpriced.
That's
Dude,
right.
so-
Buc-ee's are the merch kings of the fucking convenience store world.
They
I
do.
think.
They
I
are.
know.
They're suing everyone right now that has a fucking animal as a fucking mascot.
Really? Oh, so they're going for the kingpin shit. They're trying to monopolize on
Yeah.
everything. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
fucking
I see 'em.
cannibalizing it.
I mean, you know it was only a matter of time. So, yes, go there, buy some shirts, buy some mugs,
Get a sticker.
buy some peace of mind knowing that you're not fucking crazy and other people believe the same thing you do because you can wear it out in public and start a great conversation. Also, if you are in the market for something to hedge against inflation, go to canambullion.com. Canambullion.com. You're going to find gold bars, silver bars, platinum gold coins, anything you need, silver, you name it, it's discreetly delivered to you. Mike's going to hook you up, okay?
Yep.
Tell him we sent you. And, yeah, we're going to get
And
into
if you
this.
don't know what you're doing in relation to precious metals, they do have people that'll walk you through and actually
That's the best
capable
part.
of advising you.
You know
Yeah,
what?
so
That's the best
fucking
part,
awesome,
Templar.
yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. That is the best part. They can walk you through this, hold your hand,
Yep.
guide you in the ways that are bullion
Yep.
and precious metals.
Bullion.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have
Bullion.
arrived. Another Saturday. How are you fellows doing this evening?
Let's get to the real dynamic scene. Boom, there we go.
How we doing, gentlemen?
I'm feeling better. Today was rough this morning. Yesterday was a rough one, but I'm feeling better.
Yeah. I mean, what anal surgery? What do we got going on here?
Okay, it's called a rectal lobotomy.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just
Okay, sorry. Wait, I didn't want to.
Fuck you, by the way. No, dude. So let's fucking get right into it. You know what? I think I might have is this. There's this new thing going around, called scromating, and let me share this to the screen. Have you ever heard about this?
TikTok fad? What is this?
No, dude. ER visits for brutal scromating weed disorder have gone up nearly 400% since October. And a case of the munchies is the least of some cannabis users' problems. Some regular tokers are being hit with debilitating stomach pain, severe nausea, and constant vomiting mixed with screaming, a condition that's earned the unfortunate nickname of scromating. And I'm going to tell you guys something. This is not a conspiracy. I believe this to be a real thing.
What?
And yeah.
Okay, let's back this up. So
Call me Big Daddy first.
this is the this is the Scromaton variant of COVID. Is this what this is?
No, but I will say this, that I started noticing something. Probably, I mean, it's been a while. It's been years, like probably 2 years, I would say.
Mhm.
And I started noticing weird shit like this. I would start just waking up feeling like I have to just vomit, dude. And of course, like I wake up and I got no fluids in me, so I'm dry heaving. It's just excruciatingly brutal, right?
Right.
And the only thing I could place it to is the weed. And then I started seeing about all this shit, and it just like it's making a lot more sense. Like all the pieces fit together. And I'm telling you, there's something up with this government dispensary weed shit. It's not your normal, it's not the normal fucking good stuff that we used to get from fucking Ray Ray on the corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But there was so much work, wasn't there? There was sticks and seeds and all that stuff, right? You know what I mean?
well,
But
I would fucking do
convenience.
anything for some fucking seeds in my weed right now.
But you're paying for convenience, so you're gonna have to deal with the side effects, bro. Even if it is, violent diarrhea while you're screaming at the top of your lungs or whatever this is.
Well, you know what I attribute it to is it's no different than tobacco. I think general tobacco use is probably all right for people. I'm not encouraging or telling anybody to go out and fucking do tobacco, but what I'm
Mhm.
saying is it's probably pretty clean if you do it naturally. But when you
Right.
start going through these fucking companies and these organizations and quite literally the government, let's be honest, it's like they put chemicals and they put other ingredients into it. Dude, when I go to light a bowl, I'm telling you, the shit sparks like a sparkler that you hold on the 4th of July.
Hold on,
Those
bro.
little.
Do you remember back in the day when like there was a thing they were like, oh, it's sprayed with Raid and shit? You remember that? Like when we were jits and turns out we were just fucking cooking seeds and they were sparking.
Yeah, the pop.
Yeah, the pop, right. They're like, oh, it's fucking Raid, bro. And like, no, you just didn't get all the seeds out, dummy.
I have trust issues.
I know what it's like to light a seed, but this is different.
Okay.
There's no seeds. It's just like, because I put it through the grinder first. I grind up all my weed. It's that way it just burns better, and but there shouldn't be fucking sparks.
You're right. Okay, so what? I mean,
God damn it! They went and fucked up weed, Bill.
Okay, but how's the skies looking around where you're at? Let's try to expand on this a little bit.
You know what? That maybe that might be a part of the problem too.
Yeah.
Maybe these fucking weed crops are getting sprayed with aluminum and barium,
some precious metals, if you will.
Some precious metals, if you will. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I would imagine that's a part of their fucking process, right? They probably put all kinds of weird, fucked up shit since they're the procurers of it. So God knows what's fucking going on. It might be safer just going back to the corner, I mean,
right? Illustrious Space Cake says, "Get your med card, buy seeds." Yeah, I would buy seeds, but then I would have to grow it. So that's the other problem.
Right. Again, we go back to convenience.
Now I got to find water. I mean, what am I doing here? But
okay,
man.
so what are the let's decide. Pull that back up. Let's go through the side effects again real quick. See if we can kind of maybe possibly debunk this, because one, it's coming from the New York Post, which is no better. To me, it's no better than the New York Times. It's no better than anything.
Okay. The scary symptoms are a result of cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, CHS, a gut-wrenching disorder that also triggers relentless nausea and abdominal pain with vomiting or retching striking up to 4 or 5 times an hour.
This is fucking brutal, dude.
And I'm going to tell you right now, this is how I feel. Like 3 or 4 out of the days this week, this is how I felt when I wake up. It's just like nonstop nausea, and it's dry heaving, and it doesn't matter how much water I put down either. You know, like I can pound
Interesting.
waters. Like I was talking to Templar the other day, and what did you say to me? Like you were feeling a similar way, and you would just
Yeah.
pound fucking waters just to
Yep.
try to be able to throw something up.
Yep.
Like I would feel probably better if I could throw
Do you
something
smoke?
up.
something
You
else.
smoke as well, Templar?
Yeah. Like fucking all the time.
Religiously? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Because
And
I'm not a
and
smoker.
I had I was telling him I would get like dry heaves, but more so it felt like a sinus headache. Right? I'd feel nauseous, my
Mhm.
fucking head would hurt, I'd have to fucking go lay down, I'd be all like clammy and sweaty at the same time and shit.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I didn't connect it, you know, necessarily to weed at all until he showed me this. I'm like, that makes sense because he and I were talking about things where it was like similar symptoms, but his were like way more extreme, you know. But
Dude,
this
I get
kinda
that.
makes
I
me
get
wonder.
the headaches. Like when I do the vape, I get the headaches.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I do. I vape it usually, and
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
So the oil. So you're on the oil. This isn't
Yep.
flour we're talking about. Both of
No,
you are smoking the
mine
oil.
is the resin.
No,
yeah.
I don't vape.
Oh, you
I'm
don't.
saying
Okay.
no,
so
I'm
you're,
saying, but when I have
Right.
hit the vape, I do get bad headaches.
Oh,
when I
okay.
do
So
it.
you're just saying in general before all this. Shit.
No, I do flower. I'm old school.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to be bringing technology into my weed, bro.
Oh well, you may not have a choice. It seems.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Congratulations, they found another way to make you transhuman. You know.
Right.
So I don't
but-
know, gentlemen. Maybe you have you thought about taking a little break, or just to kind of see if that is indeed what's going on?
My bank account has informed me that I need to take a break.
Ah, yes, that's always a good sign.
So there's
Yeah.
that.
And I've laid low like the last 2 days. I haven't even
Mhm.
smoked, and I haven't had
Yeah.
a fucking headache. So when he showed me this, I was like, I wonder if they're doing something, whether it be to the vapes, whether it be to the weed. Like, is there something in there, you know? And then is this kind of like a cover, right? Because if all these people that are going to the ER and they're able to attach this to weed, it's like, well, where are they getting their weed from, right? And if you
Mhm.
find out overall it's a dispensary, you know, like I said, I got trust issues, so fucking, what are they doing, you know? But again, it could be fear porn to try to keep people away, you know, because they like to fucking nag you and shit. Be like, don't do this.
Yeah, but
Well-
what kills me is they're collecting taxes off this. So to put something out
Right.
like this would kind of be fucking weird, you know.
Right.
It'd be different if they were like, "Oh, we found this in non-dispensary related marijuana or something." You know what I mean? Like, be like, "All right, bitch, we get it," you know. But
Right.
this is kind
Bill,
of fucking weird.
You bring up a very good point. Like, why are we paying taxes on weed when it's not even fucking federally legal? What? I mean, what? How's that work?
Point. Good
I
point.
mean, they don't really need an excuse, do they? Anywhere they
No.
can try to go ahead and do it, they're gonna fucking do it.
Yeah. What up, Chaz? How you doing, brother?
Now, are you dispensary as well, Templar?
No.
No. Okay,
Dude, why are you trying to put it
on,
on blast?
these, yeah.
perhaps. Oh, so you might find them in other ways. We'll say
Yeah,
outside
yeah,
forms
yeah.
other than
Correct.
the legal. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I don't like submitting my fucking ID so everything is
Right,
tracked.
that
And every
part.
time I go to the store and they're all like, oh yeah, you know.
But
I
chances
don't-
are, we can say with near possibility anyway that like they're the person persons you get it from may be getting it from a dispensary.
Yeah, it's very possible. I mean,
Yeah.
I can only imagine like how many different places are they manufacturing these vapes, right?
Right.
So
Those
I
are
would
the pre-made
imagine they-
ones, right? The pre-mades.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
I'm gonna go
Yep.
ahead and say they're probably from a dispensary.
Well, that's just the thing is all these dispensaries, they carry like all the same brands.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like there's just different brands and they're all in the
This was going to be my next question: is if you both did go to dispensaries, what was the name of the dispensary? Because I know there are nationwide ones, there are local ones, there are semi-local ones. You know what I mean? So maybe if it's like True Leaf, I know is a really big one.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So if you're going,
Curaleaf is a big one.
yes, that's that one as well. So if you're going to one of those, perhaps it might be more onto something there. You know what I mean? Like they're all getting it from the same place.
Yeah.
But
And they do. You know,
Right.
it's a lot of the same brands. I think with if you have a medical card, I think you get access to better quality product. You know.
oh,
but-
really?
Yeah, because I mean, dude, like fuck, for the last 20 years I've been smoking dispensary weed from medical, you know what I'm saying? And it's always been bomb. Like, it's been fire, you know, it's been great. You know, I had
it's bomb now.
I had to pay, yeah, I had to pay, you know, a hefty price for it, but goddamn if it wasn't good and like the best ever. But now this shit, like, it feels like I went from like what's a really good beer, like a Stella Artois to a Bud Light or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to put it in like a relation that
I would understand.
Yeah,
Or somebody
I
that
don't know.
doesn't smoke, right?
Yeah. Like, I was gonna say like a Louis the 13th cognac or something really high end to fucking Jack Daniels or something. You know what I mean?
Right. Interesting. Like, this is just, I don't know. I find this fascinating because all this time, right? Never a problem when it wasn't semi-legal. All of a sudden,
What
now
are
there's
those?
this.
What are those famous 5 words? I'm here from the government. We're here to help, or some shit, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as they get
I'm
involved,
from the government and I'm here to help.
Here to help, yes.
Yeah. So look what happens. They fucked up weed, man. And what's fucked up is it comes from the earth. You don't even have to fuck with it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it be. I think that's what the Beatles were singing about. Fuck.
Could be while they were on LSD.
So let's read on here. From January 2023 to September 2025, a CDC report found that the rate of ER visits involving CHS remained largely steady, but from October 2025 through May 2026, it jumped up 370%. The biggest reason for the sudden increase, a specific ICD-10-CM diagnosis code for CHS was introduced in October 2025, making the condition easier for doctors to identify and track. So, I mean, I guess that, you know, can explain why we're seeing more cases, because they've been able to identify it better.
Right.
But I mean, nobody ever, in the 80s or 90s, nobody was ever going to the fucking ER for CHS.
That's true.
Here's the issue I have, right? Who's identifying this? Who started this shit? Yeah. I rest my case, bro. Like, I mean, what's different than like a severe, you know, I don't want to use the normie terms, but like a severe viral infection or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, what are the differences in side effects? You know what I mean? What makes this weed related and not anything else related? Only what the CDC is telling us. And they happen to be if they happen to go in there, right, and admit that they smoke. Are they going in there and taking piss tests? I mean, and then, you know what I mean? Like, how are they coming to this conclusion?
Well, you know what's crazy is, like, I was telling you this morning, Bill, like, I haven't smoked in about a week.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I was fine Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was fine. And then yesterday and today I wake up and it just can't be stopped. You know, I took some fucking pill. Look, here's another one. It's like some weird pink pill. I don't know what it is. It's actually prescribed for a dog, actually. But
dogs. We share a lot of the same meds. You know,
but it's for nausea.
People that take them.
And I've been feeling better since I took one this morning. But oh shit. Ted Logan 1010 says, looks like none of the X comments are working. Yeah, it does seem that way.
I was gonna say
Untold Chicago said some shit too, and
that's
coming through.
I was gonna say it looks dead as fuck. I'm like, wow, really? Like, is it that bad today? And we're on like,
and yeah, there's X views and viewers, and all three of our pages are going.
Where did he come in from?
Rumble.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't know, dude. We had the same problem, Ted, with the fucking auto switching back. So I don't know.
Well, I'm
gonna have to email EV Mux tonight. But that's just behind the scenes stuff for all of you out there watching right now. This is just some of the stuff that you deal with when you run a live broadcast. You know, you have fucking issues sometimes. So I apologize to all our viewers out there if your comments aren't coming through. Just know that we love you, and we're sorry that we can't see them, but it's one of the things that it happens. It's technology, it's electronics. I mean, we've all had issues with electronics. I'm sure if you have a cell phone, you've dealt with an issue like this, I'm sure. So
if you guys want to jump over to one of the other, platforms, and we could try that out, maybe, what I mean? Obviously, Rumble's working. Maybe YouTube might work if you guys want to jump on the YouTube, but apparently X is just not a happening place for the comments tonight. Come on,
Boy.
Elon. Come on, Elon. Get it together, bro.
I don't know
didn't
if
they
it's so
say
much
they
an
were
X problem or
releasing?
an EV Mux problem. It could be either one.
It could be, but the fact that the other platforms seem to be working is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's true. Not one comment from X is actually on there. It's YouTube, Rumble, Rumble.
That is strange, because like in the past, I have noticed like where there will be sometimes where comments don't come through on X, but they will come through on other platforms. But the fact that there's no X comments is quite odd. Chaz says EV Mux issue, probably.
Yeah. Could be, or it could be X, one of the two, or a combination of both.
By the way, Chaz, I'm going to send you a link right now to join us later if you want. So feel free.
Didn't Elon say that they're releasing a whole revamp here soon for live streaming and shit? Like 2 days ago or something
Great.
like that?
So there you go. There it is, man.
Yeah, Ted said it's only on X. So.
Yep.
Welcome to the free speech platform, folks.
My man. He it's continuously made it worse ever since he's taken it over. I don't understand. Like, everything was great. Everything was fine in the beginning. And you got to go fuck it up.
You know what I don't get is everybody, they label it the almighty algorithm, right? But the algorithm is really just motherfuckers in there programming it and saying no to this and yes to this and if this. It's not like there's some magical system that's just, you know what I mean? Like, they dictate to it how to act. But yet, they're like, well, we got to fix the algo. Yeah. Like, then fucking go in there and adjust it, dude. Just take away, what's going on.
Or put it back to the way it was when he first took it over.
Yeah,
well, I'll tell you something. My hopium went up a little bit the other day when they released this new source code. I don't know what the fuck
variant
this new variant that explains like what supposedly dings your account and what helps your account and whatnot. And I got to be honest, one of the things that it said was like, if you have a profile photo that is an avatar or a logo or text or whatever, the algorithm automatically dings you, and so your reach is limited. So I changed my profile pic to a natural picture of me, and I got to tell you, in the 2 days, it seems like my numbers are up on posts that I've made since then.
Great. They just want to see what you look like. That's all, bro.
Yeah,
nothing more than that. Don't overthink
totally
it.
Agree.
Don't overthink it at all.
Yep.
Retarded.
Yep. It's all about identification and yeah.
Anonymity is a thing of the past now, man. It's either
dude.
fucking.
Templar and I were just talking about how on Grand Theft Auto they're going to require all your ID and everything.
Yep, facial fucking scan and shit to verify your age and shit.
Have fun playing, boys. Have fun. Got to play the game, right?
By the way, folks, tune into the Here's the Thing live streams. I'm going to be starting to stream some Grand Theft Auto content soon, so keep on the lookout for that.
Man, that reminds me of somebody. I can't put a name on it, but that streams video game play. Anyhow.
Well, you know what, though? I don't have my fucking fake girlfriend watching me, so it's a little bit different, I feel like. Because there's tons of fucking gamer streamers out there that do pretty good with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's one that doesn't, though.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Dude, I'm a beast at fucking Warzone, dude. My fucking win ratio is insane. I should stream that shit, but I can't fucking get it over to X, and I don't want to play on YouTube.
Bro, in my episode with Stoner Jesus and Sith Kitten, she does a lot of gaming streams. Sith Kitten, so I asked her in midstream. I was like, "Hey, how do you stream video games?" She was like, "You have to hit Alt Tab." Oh, changed my life, dude. Alt Tab is the key to streaming gaming.
So, on what? On X or anywhere?
Write that down. Well, so the problem is within EV Mux, like when I'm playing the
Oh.
game. Well, it's not EV Mux because when I'm playing the game, I can't use my mouse to go to the other screen to like if I want to start EV Mux recording or anything else.
Mhm.
But if you hit Control Tab, boom, you can get over there. So that's how you work it. I did a little test one last week,
Yeah.
and it's tight. But my computer's a little weak, so it's just like a little choppy. But other
Oh,
than that,
man.
it works.
Well, I mean, I hope I can catch one of the episodes. I mean, I'll probably be working and paying bills and shit like that, but you know,
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
I'll be fucking out in the streets dealing and fucking. Bro, I tell you what, man. Like I was telling Templar, like Grand Theft Auto Online is gotta be one of the best games ever made. I have Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, which I don't play very much, but it's like a 1800s version of it, I guess. And I mean, there's just so many things you can do, and like every little thing that you get in the game opens up, more worlds and more levels and missions and this and that. And I mean, it's just so fun, and you can get all these crazy cars and customize them and do all like, oh, it's just so fun, man.
I see life imitating video games more and more, not the other way around, which is kind of weird. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
We'll see, man. Dude, I this morning, bro, I went to the fucking grocery and I saw this guy in a fucking full length black leather trench coat.
Mhm.
Like, I'm like, dude, I know it's starting to cool off here in Arizona. Right now we're at 105 right now. But it was about 95 this morning when I was there. And this guy's in a full length black leather trench coat. And I walked in and I'm looking at him. And then I look behind him and I see this lady behind him looking at him like, the fuck? And I went up to her. I was like, "You're thinking the same thing I am, huh?" And she's like, "Yep."
Oh,
Well,
what,
I
like
mean,
some Columbine shit?
well, that was my immediate thought was the trench coat mafia. If
Mm.
we're all old enough to remember that. But
Yep.
I mean, these guys are, they're packing shotguns and whatever else in these things.
Do you guys
dude.
think that was a psyop?
Bro, I'll
Maybe
give
the
you.
first, maybe one of the first of the
I'll-
school shooter psyop series.
Yeah,
I tell
to
you
kind of
what.
build the narrative and the concept
Yeah,
in the
they were
mind.
trying it out a little bit. Maybe rang the siren. The boys heard the call, and there they went. You know what I mean? Something
Yep.
like that.
There's
Get
absolutely
it out
some
there
shit going
as
on.
a method.
So
Interesting.
check this out. There's a film called 0 Day out there.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it, either one of you. It's called 0 Day, and these two guys got together and made this film. It's a I guess a fictional movie is the way to describe it.
Okay.
But it's like Blair Witch style with the handheld camera,
Mhm.
filming, and these two kids go in just like the Columbine story that they were going to do this to the school, and they kept all these videotapes in a lockbox in a bank,
Okay.
and their original plan was to do it on the first day that the temperature was 0 degrees. So that's why they called it 0 Day.
Oh, interesting.
And then on that day, the one guy got the shits, so they had to postpone it until April or whatever. But dude, I played this film for somebody, and I told them, I said, "Hey, this is the true videos from the Columbine stuff. These are the actual videos."
Mhm.
And the dude fucking ate it up and thought it
No
was
shit.
legit. I'm telling you, that's how fucking crazy this movie is. It's called 0 Day. Check it out. I think you can watch it on YouTube for free. Check it out.
Okay.
But I mean, dude, it's got like CCTV footage, of like
Mhm.
when they're in the school, in the cafeteria, in the library and shit. And I mean, it's a wicked film, dude. But it's actually a really good one. Like
They
No,
end up
that was-
going. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tumblr.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they actually went. They actually went ahead with the shooting part of it. And all
Oh
that?
yeah, oh yeah,
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay.
oh yeah.
I was going to say it would make a lot of sense because Columbine took place in the 90s, which is when they were doing the big push
99.
on fucking degenerating fucking rap and fucking hip hop and everything. So it's kind of like
Mhm.
they were bombarding people from all sides, especially with like violence and hyper-violence and shit,
They blamed Marilyn
hypersexuality and
Manson.
shit. Yeah, so it very well across the board could be a fucking thing.
Did you guys see the movie Elephant? That was kind of supposed to be like you know what I mean? Somebody's take on how that went down.
Is that an older movie?
Yes, it is. It is, and
Okay,
it made.
I feel like I did.
Right, it made the dudes gay and shit. Like, literally, yeah. No, like fucking the day before anyway. But yeah, like there was like it was like a. Oh God, what was the movie that? Remember they did about Kurt Cobain, but it was like kind of a spin-off movie. You know what I mean? Like real artsy but real dark. Anyway, I think it was the same guy that made that movie. It was a kind of a famous director that does these similar movies. But yeah, they even like kind of glorified this shit in a way, and it came out not too long after that. You know, and made these people like some kind of fucking pop culture icons in the underground, you know? So
Well, I do believe, monkey see, monkey do, right? Like
Mhm.
that's how rap and all that shit works. You hear it and then people want to imitate the art, right? So now everybody's a thug and everybody's out for their money and bitches and guns and hard and shit. You know what I mean? And then the movies, and people see it and they want to emulate it, and they just keep putting it out there, and
Well,
take it in.
that's designed on purpose. I mean, I'm sure you guys are familiar with in the '80s, like the freeway Ricky Ross stuff, and the CIA importing all the drugs, and then pushing the crack into the ghettos, and this and that, and then there was like the whole. At the same time, all this is happening, the whole gangster rap movement was starting, and then on the tail ends of the gangster rap stuff was the whole gay movement, making like gay people more prominent in society. With like there was the dude on the Real World,
Yeah,
was it
Cullen being the first
Taco or whatever?
openly gay
Right,
man.
and then it was like that whole push, and it's all designed to destroy the family unit.
Elephant 2003, Gus Van Sant. That's who I was thinking.
Oh, Gus Van Sant. Okay,
Yes.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, remember
So-
he did the
I have to
Nirvana
check it out.
video or the Nirvana movie too and shit like that. He was kind of big in it. But
When I was younger, so this would probably be like 84, 85, something like that, because I think I was like right around fucking kindergarten, first grade. But in Chicago, it was like one of the first school shootings that I had ever heard of. And it was, if I remember right, the lady's name was like Linda or Laura something. And she went to a fucking elementary school and shot the fucking thing up. And I remember at the time it being so shocking to like everybody, right? And then, like, down the line, we get fucking Columbine and all this stuff. Um, so I kind of feel like, like somewhere right around the 80s is when they really started like pushing whatever the fuck this is that they got us in today, like they really started, pumping the fucking shit out of
like
it.
people like people hitting their fucking limit, right? Like and exploding and losing their shit more or less.
Yeah, and putting that out into the culture as well, right? Like this is a way to this is something you can do. Right? Because
An
before
outlet.
that, yeah, I never heard of a fucking school shooting before that, right? And this lady goes onto a playground and just fucking starts wiping out kids and shit, right? And it's like once you see the event, it spreads. I think it was like fucking North Korea or South Korea just had their first major fucking school shooting, I think, this week. So I think it's also one of those things that we're gonna see start hitting up. 'Cause, a lot of nations are like, we don't have this here. I think you're about to because everybody shares the same media. We watch the same movies. We listen to the same music. Everything's kind of Americanized. So I think we might see this kind of spread a little bit more.
Well, like in the '70s and whatnot, like in certain areas of the country, you would have guys rolling their pickup trucks into school with their 12
Yep,
gauge sitting on
shotgun,
the
yep.
windows and shit. So
Yeah.
guns aren't the problem. Like it's the media, like you were saying.
Guns
like
kill people, Snoop. Sorry.
Well,
yeah, all right.
there-
Spoons make people fat. I know. I get it.
There was an attempted school shooting, and I want to say it was in Kentucky, and that's exactly what happened. Is one of the high school kids ran out to his fucking truck, got the gun, and took the fucking gunman down, right? And that's the other thing, like whenever that type of stuff happens, when the good guy with a gun takes out the bad guy with a gun, they don't really push that part of the narrative, right? Like they say, taken down, and then they stay away from that, kind of like only these people can protect you, not you, only them, But I think everyone should have a gun,
Do you
because
remember after the Parkland shooting when they were trying to tell kids to take like cans of soup and shit and fucking throw it at
yeah,
people? Tell me it's a psyop without telling me it's a fucking psyop.
It's a war against Campbell's, bro.
Like,
right.
give me a fucking break, dude. Give me a break, man.
Bro, I if you come at me in a fight with a can of fucking Campbell's soup, dude. Like, oh man.
I don't even fucking know anymore, man. Like, and people eat this shit up. They don't even question it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Fucking Hogg or whatever his name is, that fucking douchebag. How many school shootings is he gonna be at fucking?
Yeah.
And then look at his trajectory, right? He rode that shit for fucking years and made a career out of it.
I know. It's like he was outed and then got fucking more popular.
Dude, he made it up to the fucking head of the DNC, and then they took him down because he started talking shit about the DNC, and they were like,
right.
Yoink.
Yep.
He's
now
young
I don't see him
too.
anywhere.
Like, how the fuck do you get to be the head of the DNC at 20 years old or whatever the hell he was?
Because he was a useful idiot.
He's a fucking actor. He's a fucking crisis actor.
Thing.
What a better place to put a crisis actor than the head of DNC?
Do I need to answer one of these fucking Craigslist ads one of these times? Like, what? I mean, like, what the fuck?
It's tempting. It really is.
Yeah, to see what it is, right?
They're probably like super hardcore now, like checking to see if you have fucking meta glasses and all that shit. You know what I mean? Because
speaking of glasses, does it look like my eyes are the O's and poop right now?
It does. Thank you for pointing that out. You have poop eyes.
They are brown.
Oh shit. Dude, I just realized it after you like pointed. I'm like, no, and I'm like, oh yeah, look.
It's cool, huh?
I like it.
Dude, speaking of poop, man, do you think fucking Andrew Wilson was trying to fight Candace with a can of soup?
Okay, wait. We need to discuss that segue for a second. You need to break that segue down because I'm a little confused.
Did Andrew Wilson bring a can of soup to fight Candace Owens?
Okay, but where's poop falling?
I don't know.
Okay, I mean, all right. I'm not gonna go into it any deeper. We'll let people use their imagination.
He might as well have been flinging shit at her because.
Okay, there you go. Good save, bro. Good save.
He sure the fuck didn't bring pickles. I'll tell you that.
Oh man, Ted Logan says Rumble link is in the comments under the post on my X page. If anyone wants to jump over to Rumble, so your comments can be seen and they can interact. And don't forget to hit the follow button while you're there.
Right, do that. Also, okay, so this whole Candace thing, I haven't been paying attention to it.
Okay,
can you kind of give me a rundown of how it started and where I'm just curious about the pickle thing, really. Like, what is going on there?
All right, so can I take this one?
Please.
So, all right, so on Andrew Wilson's show, he has a podcast. I think it's called Whatever, and he made.
I have seen that.
Let's also point out that he is like a big part of TPUSA right now.
Yeah, now.
Okay.
But, so on his show, somebody handed him like a jar of fucking pickles, and he's like straining to fucking open it, and he can't. So he's like, "Oh, it's wet." Then he puts his fucking shirt on and he still can't do it. And then, so his team starts making fun of him. And he's like, here, then you do it. And the dude grabs it and he's all like, here you go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So he just looked like a chump. And it's an older clip.
Right,
so
okay.
That's where that derives from.
Yeah, but with the internet, you're never going to live that down, so.
Right. So then with the Candace thing, after the whole Charlie Kirk thing happened, it's like two camps, right? You either question the Charlie Kirk narrative or you drink the Fed slop, either which way, right? And she's questioning the narrative. So now you have a bunch of influencers that are trying to take her on because she already had a huge audience. But through this, people identify with it, right? They're like, yeah, dude, there's some bullshit going on. There's fuckery. We don't believe it. And as that grows, Turning Point USA and a lot of these influencers seem to be getting more and more desperate to try to convince you that there's evidence that doesn't exist. And whether that's a psyop or not, I don't know, right? Because I like Candace, but don't get me wrong. It's not lost on me that, all these people belong to essentially like a fucking moon cult and the whole Ishtar woman empowerment thing. And yet, here coincidentally, we find ourselves in that. Um, but outside of that, she makes a lot of strong points. She's articulate and she crushes. And like yesterday, they had that debate, and I mean, she just wiped the floor. He didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't know the fucking charges. He couldn't articulate anything. Everything was about interrupting. He was okay with circumstantial evidence on the prosecutor's behalf and didn't really have to know anything. But if she said something, it was like, "Where did you get that? Can you recite that? Tell me more about it. What is the?" You know what I mean? Kind of like putting her to a standard, and that's what they do is they try to put her to a standard that they don't apply anywhere else, which makes people say,
Right.
like, what's going on? And again, that could be by design of making it so sloppy that it's easy just to fall in that camp naturally. I'm not saying that's not a possibility.
And then
but,
like maybe try to make you look stupid later on, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
just to get rid of people that are in opposition of Trump or whoever,
or just the divide, because that's the whole game. It's
Right,
always
yeah.
about
Oh, yeah,
finding
they're
the divide in
definitely-
the people, and just fucking run them on sides. It's
definitely
another
gonna fuel
issue.
the divide for sure. For sure. For sure.
Templar, do you know anything about like there was like some stuff about like who was going to moderate it? Like they ended up using Patrick Bet-David
Right.
to moderate it. There was talk about having
Michael
Joe
Knowles,
Rogan.
and then so what happened was Andrew Wilson went on. He's the only Joe Rogan guest of 2026 who went on twice, right? And the guy's not that popular, but he comes on, and Joe is like basically fucking softballing him the whole time and letting fucking Andrew run his fucking propaganda the whole time. And there's a lot of fucking pushback. I mean, I've never seen Joe Rogan get fucking pushback like this.
That's
He
good.
got that fucking pushback.
That's good.
So that ends up kicking off, like, oh, let's do a debate and blah, blah, blah. So Candace's, what do you call it? The not the great-grand, what do you call it? Fucking, when somebody's like your child's grandchild, or you know what I'm talking about? There's a
Godmother,
grandfather?
Godmother, yeah, Godfather. So Andrew Knowles is the godfather of Candace Owen, but he works over at Daily Wire, which is essentially a part of the other camp. So they were wanting him to do it, but Knowles was like, no, I don't want any part of this. So then Joe Rogan, since it started on his thing, reached out to Candace saying, hey, I'll do it. But by that time, she had already kind of reached out to like Patrick Bet-Davis, who isn't in her camp, and he's not necessarily, he's more
Right.
So that way it didn't look like she was cooking the books or creating an environment that was dominant for her.
Mm.
And then, so Joe Rogan didn't get to do it, and then that's how they got PBD.
Who? And he paid her $300,000.
Yeah, Andrew Wilson offered her $300,000 to debate him, and Candace was like, sure. And then he started like trying to throw out all these crazy fucking stipulations and shit, and a lot of it was going on. So then they kind of took it offline and kind of ironed out the details, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna do this. And now he's trying to re-raise that money. Like after he paid it, he started a GoFundMe, right? Like to get his money back. And I think he's at like $70,000 as of today. And I mean, like people like the Quartering gave him like $5,000 and shit like that, which to me shows that perspective is a paper tiger. Because if you had half the population or half the group buying your view, don't you think that they would financially back you as well?
Exactly.
That financial support would be there? So it should be no issue to regain that. But they can't. He's struggling. So he paid $300,000 to get his ass fucking wiped, in front of everybody.
Yeah, I didn't see the debate. How so you could easily say that Candace fucking floored his ass.
Oh yeah. I would say so, and I do like Candace, but at the same point, Andrew Wilson's debate tactics were all about like just trying to interrupt her. He didn't really have any facts. He was trying to be like pedantic at points, and he would hold her to a completely different standard. He'd say one thing, and then when she goes, he's like, well, what about this? What about that? Basically give me the dotted line aspects of your evidence and where it stems from, and is it concrete? You know, that Viva la Fry bullshit.
Right.
Well, we got a couple minutes of it right here. I haven't seen the full interview as well. What up, Teresa? $5 hug. How you doing?
$5.
But yeah, I mean, just
Hello.
in the few minutes that I saw of it, I mean, he just looks like a sweaty mess. Like,
Dude,
I
sweaty
mean,
and fucking nervous the whole time,
Isn't she,
shaking
and
his fucking leg.
she's like almost gonna have another kid or some shit, right?
I think she's 8 months pregnant. Is that what she is?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's watch this. It's a few minutes long, but it's well worth the watch.
Yeah, I'm fine with closings if you want to do closings.
Well, I also would just, if I may ask a question, which one of the charges against, or all of them, do you think Tyler Robinson is guilty of?
The specific charge?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I think is that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but of the 7 charges that he's being charged.
Yeah, can we list them real quick? I'll tell you exactly which ones. We'll pull them up.
Well, do you know any of the charges that he's up for right now?
Yeah, of course. But I
Can you-
want to
can you
make sure
name
that we
one?
have them listed.
Yeah, but like can you name one? Because my general perspective is that you don't actually care about this case. You're not
Is
following
that
the case.
it? That's the
Yeah.
question. You're
Yeah,
just not
but, I mean,
following
it
it
seems,
enough.
It seems pretty, like, if you're going to engage and you're going to say the evidence is overwhelming that Tyler Robinson is guilty, I just think that you should, like,
All right.
can you tell me one
Then let's do the
charge that
counter.
he's...
You can really, hang on. This is a great gotcha.
No. You just got to ask me, play
Yeah.
clips out of context,
Yeah,
put me
yeah.
in the hot seat. So please just answer the
This
question.
is fair.
Can
Name
you
all
name-
7
can-
since you've been following the case.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
You name one.
Yeah, you named all 7.
I'm happy to do that, but can you name one?
I think he's been charged with murder.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name all 7.
He doesn't even. This is like.
Name all 7.
And I.
Can
I
you
think
name
I-
all 7?
I can.
Then do it.
The first charge is aggravated murder because that's what carries
Okay.
a death
So
sentence in the
murder.
state of Utah. No,
Next.
that's not. That is literally not murder.
Okay.
The second charge is the felony discharge of a weapon. The next 2 charges are for obstruction of justice.
Okay.
The next 2 charges are for witness tampering, and the
What's
final
the specific charges though?
that is them: obstruction of justice,
Both of
obstruction
those-
of justice, witness tampering, witness tampering.
Okay, and there's no other specifics to them.
Well, I can tell you why he's being
No,
charged.
no,
with
no.
it.
Just the charges and then 7.
Yeah, see, the bad thing is when you try to be an a-hole and it doesn't work.
What's the 7th?
The last charge is violence in front of a minor.
Okay, got it.
I think your team would like to pull up the 7 charges that he just asked you about. If you
Sure.
guys want to pull that up just to confirm. for
Aggravated
the-
murder, felony discharge of a firearm, obstruction of justice, which is counts 3 and 4, 5 and 6, tampering with a witness, and
No,
count 7,
violent
I said offense
offense.
in the presence of a
in front of
minor.
a child.
I did notice something. I just was curious about. If I'm just wondering, when you pulled out your phone just before you asked that question, did somebody by chance text you that question?
You can check my phone.
Oh, geez.
I'm just curious.
No, you can absolutely not. I have not had one communication with a single person, not even my producers who are in there this whole time we were here. You want to check my phone? I'm happy to take it.
Let's see
See
it.
if anyone was texted at all during this debate.
You give me permission. so
You
I'm
have
looking at
full
the- I'm not gonna
permission to
give
go through
names.
my phone. I don't need to
Wow.
So
cheat.
the last one has nothing to do with it. It's just a compliment.
I haven't even read my text messages.
That's
so
a compliment.
he's reading them.
You're okay. You'll give me permission.
Yes.
I'm just going to read 3 of them
Yes.
to 11:32 because after that, I don't need to read it.
Any other text? Could have been Telegram. Could have been something.
All I
like
have
that.
is Signal.
Oh,
You can check that
Jesus.
too. I only have Signal. I don't need to I
Okay.
deeply care about this case. I don't need to
I
pretend
get
to
it.
know
If you
stuff that
deeply
I
care
don't
about
know.
the case, I
Yeah.
just, I have my other question is about the steakhouse receipt.
What a
See what I
fucking
mean?
douchebag, bro.
So he doesn't even know one charge. And once he gets cornered, he's like, can you name 7? Can you name 7? Can you name all 7? And
Yeah.
then when
And she
she names
does.
all 7, he's like, oh, well, did somebody give you that? You know what I mean? He just keeps jumping. And he could. Yeah, it was a shit show, dude. He just buried himself.
So let me ask you a question, because I see that there's clearly sides. Did anybody? Because there was a couple people that I saw on X that kind of surprised me a little bit that were sticking up for him. Is this more of like a thing where all the Trump supporters are taking his side and all the anti are taking her side kind of thing? Are they splitting it that way? Because
Yeah, so basically it's kind of split. Like if you're in the Charlie Kirk was murdered, but the Tyler Robinson's story, as we've been told it, is bullshit, you're probably leaning on Candace, right? If you believe that through everything that they've shown that somehow it ties it to Tyler Robinson, then you're in that debate. You would be with fucking Andrew Wilson.
Well, the only reason why I'm asking is because I've seen Anons that I know that we've had on our podcast that are in the Q thing and all that shit. And they're fucking siding with this dude, like out there defending him, saying he won the debate and he kicked her ass. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm just trying to wrap my head around this, because if you're in the Q movement or you're tied to any kind of conspiracy theory, anything at all, you know what I mean? Why the fuck would you buy into this shit that it's a real murder? You know what I mean? Like, or it's the person that they say it was. Me personally, guys, I don't think he's dead, but that's just me, okay? And I know I'm not the only one that thinks that, but that's a fringe deal. You know what I mean?
Well, that tunnel underneath raises a lot of questions, and it doesn't get addressed a lot. So
right, okay. Without even going there, like just the fucking Erica Kirk with the hands and all the, you know what I mean? Like there's so much fucking dumb shit. You know what I mean? Nobody can go see the grave or you know what I mean? Like,
we don't even know where he's at or if he was buried or what.
Right, what exactly? No details. Like it just doesn't. He's a public figure. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That whole privacy thing is out the fucking window.
Well, so, also, like, why haven't we seen one video of him pulling the trigger or holding the gun? You don't even have to be graphic with it. Just show him holding the gun and shooting it. You know what I mean? Well, but they're not showing that because it's probably bullshit.
It didn't happen.
So you know? when the shooting occurred, the first thing the FBI did is ask the people who were there to send them their video and not release it. And then they were telling people to delete those videos, right? So I find it interesting that when Charlie got shot, we got a front fucking perfect picture video of him getting shot, the blood fucking pouring out, right? And then we got like an angle thing, and then right after that, we got like the blurry fucking rooftop thing of somebody jumping off, right?
Correct.
So, and then through that, we're supposed to connect that it's Tyler Robinson. However, all the pictures that they show you of Tyler Robinson are fucking blurry. So you can't positively identify the image, right? They said that originally they said that he changed his clothes on the roof. Well, you can see when he gets on the roof and he goes and he takes the shot with you can see him run and jump off. So where the fuck did he change his clothes, right? That camera's far away. And UVC campus, there's like 1,500 360-degree HD cameras.
Dude, for
Why
real.
are they not tracking him and able to show his movements in clear video of him performing this, right? And then why did they censor all the shit that related to Charlie's shot, right? Like,
because it's a
vicious.
staged event. That's exactly what it is.
And there's two other things that don't make sense to me to play on what Templar's saying right now, is that they say that he broke the gun down and put it in the backpack, which wouldn't fit in a backpack if you were to do that.
Right.
And they also are trying to spin it as he had it in his jeans and pants. Now, if you jump off a roof and that's in your jeans, you're getting stabbed in the ribs when you land.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even
right. Well, they say he disassembled it, right, and then climbed up there and then reassembled it. Or am I mistaken?
Right. Sorry. When you watch, so they have the video that after court came out where it shows him walking onto the roof and doing the little fucking army crawl and getting down and shit, right? And then you see him get up and then run and jump off the back. So the real question is, when all this happens, where did he change his clothes? When did he disassemble and reassemble that shit? You know what I mean? Like, we have a narrative that doesn't match the evidence that they've shown us. And so that's where the distrust comes. That's sloppy.
Right.
And then he put the fucking thing back together and put it in a towel under a tree. Like, okay, all right.
And there's a camera. So there's a camera on UVU, since there's 1200 and they're high def, that actually covers when he jumped down and crossed the street to that wooded section. Why do they always stop the video before he gets to that point? You should be able to clearly see that, right? Like fucking, and then if he came on campus They give you one blurry thing of him like in a parking lot, one blurry image or two blurry images of him on like a fucking staircase, right? You're telling me on all the HD video, I can't go through a fucking Walmart without you being able to fucking positively identify me. And the best you can give me on a fucking high end political assassination is some blurry shit where it's like, well, he's wearing the same clothes, but then you look and like 30 other fucking people had maroon shirts and fucking black baseball caps on. You know what I mean? So
And
it's
wasn't there like a supposedly like a second person involved in the beginning of it anyway?
Well,
What happened to that
they
dude?
arrested two other people at the very beginning.
Correct.
They arrested two other people. An old man. I think one was an old man. I can't
Yeah.
remember who the
George
second one was.
Zem. George Zem is the old man who immediately popped up and said, "I did it," and that took everybody's attention right away. And the gunman gets away. And then there's another dude. I can't think of his first name, but his last name is Russells. And
Okay.
they caught him on the other side of the fucking yellow tape, creeping along the thing. And when they busted him, he said, "Oh, I'm just taking pictures because it's a high-level assassination, and I was sneaking around because, you know, I didn't want to bother anybody, you know." And then they arrest him. He has a fucking gun or whatever on his possession, seems to be the thing, because you can see the cop holding it as they're walking him off,
Okay.
right? But then they drop the charges on this guy, and he like basically, you know, like disappears from everything. And then next thing you know, Blanche Twig, who is the roommate, which they, you know, portrayed as like the gay lover, the furry gay lover,
Yes.
he disappears. You know, the FBI comes out and they say, "Oh, you know, we have all this shit on Discord, and then we have this note." Discord immediately comes out and says, "We checked our side. None of that is on our fucking Discord server. That's inaccurate. You know, like that's not true." And then the letter that was supposed to be written came from Lance Twiggs, except he destroyed it, and all they had was, you know, like fucking the page underneath where, you know, you can see like impressions of shit being read or whatever. So
Okay.
I mean, it just
It goes on and on.
together. Yeah,
This sounds like a
always.
ton of definitive evidence to
Yeah,
me.
he's-
So I you know,
right?
I don't understand the problem here.
Templar.
It sounds.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that old man the first guy that was arrested? Wasn't he a part of something else? 9/11 or
9/11.
Get the fuck
he
outta
was on-
here.
Swear to God. And then after
right.
they released him, right? After they released him, and he said that he got paid to do that, by the way. But after they release him, a couple weeks or less than a month later, they catch the guy. They lock him up for fucking CSAM, having child on his shit. So he's serving time on that. So what a great way to get that guy out of the fucking public spotlight.
Okay. Listen to me, people. All right, I'm not you guys. People out there, whoever's listening and can't comment. I wish I could see you guys' comments because I'd be addressing some of them. If you guys can't go over to Rumble or YouTube, I get it. You don't want to leave X. It's like all safe and comfy. I get it. But if you can make it over there, I'd love to fucking get some feedback from you guys, man. For real. We got like 2 people because everybody else is over on X. So make your way over there. Do that. And the reason why I brought up the Trump thing and all that is because there's a clear divide on this, okay? Trump goes after Candace, everybody takes his side. They don't even question why he did it. All it is because, oh yeah, because she you know is denying what happened and is calling out fucking, you know, Erica Kirk and this and that, you know, and making a spectacle or whatever. Like, she has every right to do that, and she's not the only one to do it. The only one that was going to catch strays, though, from Trump, you know? And then all these people who are in the Q thing that know damn well that he did not get shot in the air, okay? They know damn well that a lot of this shit is staged. Let's just say for their purpose to wake people up, right? So let's just go with that fucking narrative for a second. You fucking dummies. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you out there saying that this dude is definitively fucking guilty? All the evidence points that way. You don't want to hear it from Candace. You don't want to hear it from anybody that goes up against your orange god or whoever. You know what I mean? Like, and you, like, are you serious? The dude was part of fucking 9/11? What more do you need? What more do you need? Okay?
Well,
like,
another thing to add to that, if I may, is
Uh-huh.
this happened at UVU, right? So this is a state location, right? There's no reason for the FBI to be involved. The FBI was on scene in like fucking 16 minutes, and next thing you know, like they're taking everything, and a lot of the shit that, got fucked up has come through the FBI. So why the fuck weren't they playing second seat? They didn't even have jurisdiction technically, right? It
Okay.
was so it's like they interjected themselves to help potentially clean it up or whatever, or
Oh, they cleaned it up, all right. Didn't they fucking repave the scene and everything? Like, I mean,
Do you know whose father was in charge of the construction? Wasn't it Tyler Robinson's dad got the contract?
no,
No, I heard it was like
It's somebody related to them.
no,
I'll see, let me see if I can pull it up.
Dude,
What you guys
okay.
talk, but
you
and
got
he said it was odd because he said he's never had an emergency paving position. They had already dug up all the ground, right? And they needed him to go. And then all the surrounding shit, the fucking cement tunnel area, they redid all that shit and fucking, I mean, dude, yeah.
dude.
There's a
Seriously,
lot
right
of
now.
questions.
Seriously, right now, you fucking people out there. I'm not gonna name names, but I saw there were more than a few people that I know personally. A couple of them have been on this program that were like going off on anybody that was defending Candace, and they're just so far up Trump's fucking ass that like they can't see the forest for the trees. If you are in this and you know that there's crisis actors, there are things going on right now that are supposed to be waking you up, right? To the fact that you've been psyoped into so many things that you thought you were real up until this point in your lifetime. If you truly believe there's an operation going on, how in the fuck, with all of this, do you sit there and say that this shit's real, Trump's right, Cash is right, I believe everything's going on, it's all fucking legit, and fuck Candace Owens. Candace Owens, who was Charlie Kirk's like fucking ride or die,
Right.
as far as I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know,
Nope,
but I'm pretty
it's
sure
accurate.
that's how it was, right? All of a sudden, it's fuck Charlie Kirk, and it's everything that Trump. I mean, dude, Trump might as well be coming out and saying fuck Charlie Kirk too. Really, at this point. You know what I mean? Like, to not even ask questions, to not even demand more hardcore evidence, and just say that this is the way it is, she's fucking crazy, and anybody who likes her is fucking crazy too. That's basically what he said. I'm paraphrasing. But, like, this is the shit that we're talking about. I was talking about to Witness today for a long time. She's been on the program, and she's fucking super smart. And we're going back and forth about this Q shit because both of us were, for lack of a better term, raised in it, right? Like, we got to where we are now through this shit. We've been through the psyop. We've been to the other side of it, and, like, we cannot for the life of us understand how this dude did the greatest rug pull I've ever fucking seen. Ever. Probably purposely to wake you up to the fact that you don't need fucking government to run your life. You don't need to vote your way out of anything or into anything or whatever. This was probably done to script to give you anons a nod, right? And say, hey, remember, it's all a show, right? Does the greatest fucking rug pull ever. And this dude can do no fucking wrong. No wrong. They don't even want to call him out.
I feel like it's psychologically like Pavlov conditioning, right? And I think it goes back to 2015. I think we really saw it like with the kneeling with Colin Kaepernick, right? And you started seeing like this tribalism popping up, right? And then through the original Trump administration, and it got stronger through the Biden administration, right? And I think they've been conditioning people to tribalize, and that's why, depending on the issue, you can almost guarantee where somebody's going to stand based on whatever the fuck the issue is, right? Like, oh, it's this. So these people are going to take this side. Right. These people are going to take this side. And I think they just keep putting this kind of shit in front of us to keep
if you look at it from a logical aspect, yes. Right? Like, I would go more with that. But if you go with the whole everything's a show, enjoy the show, the movie, and it's just to wake people up and wake them up to the fact that they've been lied to, since the dawn of time and nothing's fucking real, it's all fake. You know what I mean? If you go with that just basic premise of the movement, how in the fuck do you justify what Trump's doing, how he's acting, what Cash is not doing as an FBI director, how he's acting. All these people that have fucking rug pulled you, done 180-degree turns since the time they've been elected in 2024. Explain to me.
But I mean, that happens every time with every fucking politician that gets in office. They say they're going to do this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these are people that were fucking anti all this shit when they weren't, when they were just online personalities and everything like that. You know what I mean? These people that have been elected, you know, all of a sudden they switch up when they get to Washington, D.C. How often does that happen? Hello, people, wake up. Wake up. Like, this is how it goes. Even the people you love the most eventually turn, right?
Yep.
Wouldn't that be a great lesson? But instead, because he's the orange fucking Jesus, they don't even fucking question. They're not even getting the point of the lesson. It's fucking unreal to me, dude. It is unreal.
Mark Twain, I think, said it's easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled. You know, like, people just don't want to admit they're fucking wrong. People don't want to believe that everything they put their hopes in has just been nonsense, right? Like, that we got played. And some people, I don't think, can face that, you know, because it makes them have to.
It's almost like, it's almost like they're inserting themselves into the movie, right? Like, they want to be a part of it. They might as well be a fucking crisis actor, because what the fuck has Candace Owens done to you?
Right.
And
can she have her opinion?
That's what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, people, but she's really fucking good at it. Okay, like, you cannot deny that. You cannot deny that. She's done a lot of fucking work. Yes, she's over the opinion. Yes, she might have, like, been a little bit much on Erica Kirk. So fucking what? She could do what she wants, right? But for these people to just come right out and you know, Trump's like, yeah, she's fucking evil and she's retarded. They're like, yep, she's evil, we're retarded. Like, they just fucking regurgitate it. But, like, 5 years ago, they were all on her side when she was standing there with Charlie Kirk fucking going on these campuses and battling these fucking lefties, right? The crazy lefties. You know, like, I just, it blows me away. It's not about fucking right and wrong anymore. It's about what he wants and what they want. And that's it.
We're going to get into some Trump stuff a little bit later here in the episode. But
you might as well bring him up fucking now.
No, because I want to read this to you, and then I have some other. We got to get back to Andrew Wilson too.
Okay.
But listen to this: UVU employed Precision Granite and Marble LLC for post Charlie Kirk assassination site work at the Orem campus courtyard, replacing grass with concrete, bricks, and rebuilding walkways starting September 11th, 2025. That's the day after. That's the next day. Key detail: firm owned by Matt Robinson, father of suspect Tyler Robinson.
Get the fuck out.
The company has also since closed.
I'm telling you, people, my patience has fucking depleted to nothing anymore. I have zero empathy for the retarded.
Same.
You know what I mean?
That should be the name of your next fucking album, Empathy for the Retarded. We are the booth gone wrong.
But, like, I'm dead serious, man. This is fucking insanity.
It really is. It's fucking madness. Because you know what?
Mind of madness.
It's not like it's just fucking one thing that is sticking out and makes you question it. It's like there's so many fucking dots. It's almost hard to connect them all. And I bet if you were to connect them all, I bet you what fucking design it would make. You could probably fucking tell by the way I did it in the video.
Right, I see what you say, but like, dude, even if you start connecting dots, then you're a fucking asshole. You're anti freedom and whatever the fuck else these fucking tards are saying. You know what I mean? Like, you're anti-justice. There you go.
I'd like to point out another thing, which I think a lot of people look past. Okay. Charlie was extremely popular, right? But after he died, he literally took on this, like, martyr status, right? He was bigger in death than he ever was in life. People who didn't like him while he was alive because you got to remember, before he died, a lot of people were giving him shit for being a pro-Israel shill,
And
right? Like
racist
that.
and all kinds of
Yeah.
shit.
So, but as soon as he died and all this shit happened, you saw like the fucking seas part, and it was like you either fell in one of two camps or you just didn't pay attention to the thing at all. But most people like gravitated to one side or the other, and he essentially got sanctified, you know? So now people look back on Charlie in a way that isn't 100% authentic. You know what I mean? Because there's people who are so pro Charlie right now who literally, right before he was dying, was like, dude, fuck you, you're a shill. But it was like once they learned and saw the evidence of him leaving the pro Israel movement, then it kind of took on this whole other thing, you know? So
Right.
I always keep that in the back of my mind because it's like reality versus kind of what we've come into.
That's a great point.
Dude, we got a superstar podcaster joining us right now. Welcome, Chaz Stumbo. What's up?
What's up?
What's up, gentlemen? How you guys doing?
What's up, brother?
Hey, first off, Snoop, thank you. To you other two gentlemen, nice to meet you guys.
You the same,
long
sir.
Time,
How we
long
doing?
time watcher, first time caller. So I got I got a question for you guys. You're talking about, how it's all like, hey, this is to wake us up and this whole thing. My question is, regardless of what you think and regardless of what actually happens with all of this stuff, like them paving over everything, redoing the walls, whether it was Tyler Robinson's dad or whatever, at the end of the day, does it actually make a difference? Either way, it actually happened. You know what I mean? Like,
I think so.
does it change anything?
If he's alive, for sure.
Well, no, of
Are
course,
you
if he's
saying
alive.
right? Yeah. So you're saying if he's dead, does it matter how he died? Is that what you're basically saying?
No. So my question.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, somebody didn't like that.
Yeah,
By the way-
he's on government property, so they don't like that shit.
Is it possible to bring other people that have questions like that up?
We used to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to put out a link somewhere.
Yeah, but the thing is we're only getting a couple people here that are commenting. You know what I mean? Like, and they're not seeing anything on X.
Yeah.
So
because then it would have to go to like YouTube and. But okay, so
yeah.
But
Under different circumstances, if we could see who the hell's been commenting and everything like that, I don't necessarily want to bring up the same people that have been on here before. You know what I mean? Multiple times. If we were going to do that, there he is. He's back. Go ahead and pull him up, bro.
Yeah, sorry, man. I get on with you guys and get a phone call. Jesus. So my question
good.
ultimately is, no matter what you believe and no matter what actually happened, does it change anything?
I think so. I think if we find out, the truth, like, it makes a huge difference. Like, because we're obviously being fucking lied to, and I think not enough people are aware of the scale of the lies that are just being injected into us every day. They don't need a fucking jab to fuck us up. They just do it through our fucking mind. Alex Jones said this shit 20 years ago. It's a war for your mind.
Right. It's
To
an
what
info
Snoop's
war,
saying,
right?
you might, yeah. Do you mind if I add to that? I think it matters more the outcome of this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if it goes back to, well, he's found guilty and then everything's, shoved under the rug and there you go, and justice was not served as usual, the bad guys win, blah, 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 then we move on, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's like nobody fucking being held accountable for COVID and all that shit. They get strung in front of in Congress, get a little slap on the wrist, and they're on to the next one. You know what I mean? Nobody gets arrested. Nobody's getting prosecuted. Nothing. So if this turns out that same way, then you're right. It's probably not going to make a fucking difference. However, after all this shit, if we find out there was fucking lies from the FBI, there's withheld, all this shit, made up evidence, whatever, and he's found fucking not guilty, you know what I mean? Or the case gets dropped, then I think that's really going to wake a lot of fucking people up. Is it going to make a difference wholeheartedly in the justice system in itself? No, it's not going to make a difference until we either burn it down or stop paying fucking taxes. But I digress. I figured I wanted to add that part to it. You know what I mean? Like I think
Right.
the outcome is a lot more than you know what I mean. How it happened. I think that's going to
Right.
make a difference.
I would suggest, if I may, that if Tyler Robinson did it, right, then it just kind of ends there, right? Tyler Robinson did it.
Right.
He's guilty. Nobody's asking questions. If it comes that Tyler Robinson, say, didn't do it, or that there was another actor and thus a conspiracy, then it raises more questions. And then then it's like the motive and what all, you know what I mean? It just opens a whole new can of worms. So that's what would make the difference, technically.
Well,
But
the thing, like I've seen all of the videos, the chair falling through the table and the whole works, the old man getting marched out with his pants and his ankles. I've seen all that. The most compelling thing to me that made me think that it isn't the way that they're telling us is Mr. Palm Pistol guy
yeah.
in the brown shirt, right? Like that just seems like it. Man, I almost feel like you got to be some sort of knucklehead not to take that into some sort of. Uh, you got to take that into consideration. I mean, no matter what happens with all of these big crises that we go through, it always seems that years later, the people that questioned it, which would be all of us that question these things, always end up being on the right side of questioning it. And the shit that we question about, sorry guys, the stuff that we question and the
No,
questions
please.
that we raise
Yeah, you can
That's
say
all you
shit.
want.
are the ones that end up being true. And do we get any love back? It's just like, hey, chalk it up. I'm batting 1,000 over here. It's just like the whole vaccine and the whole bullshit, right? So we are the bad people because we question stuff and we don't, like, dude, they're just messing with us. Are we the bad people or are we the smart ones? You know what I mean? We're the ones that are sitting there looking at this stuff and taking the time to not just be a sheep and go along with everybody else. We want to dive into it because ultimately, at the end of the day, we're our own people. We're our own selves. And we want to know exactly what's going on. And we want to feel like we have that ability to think for ourselves. And we don't want to fall in line with everybody else. And we get chastised for it at the end of the day when it's all going down. And then 5 years later, or however long it is, we learn, things finally start to come out, and then we learn we were right.
Yeah, I do.
On a lot of
Everything you're saying, I am aligned with 150%.
Right,
Okay,
right,
like,
right.
but what's killing me is there's people like that all of a sudden aren't, just because somebody like Trump comes out and says, "Nah, Candace is crazy. Don't listen to her." And then
Right.
you're automatically going against her. You know what I mean? When she could have many valid points. You know what I mean? And just causing people to, like you said, to question it, to look into it further. And it doesn't have to be this case in specific. You know what I mean? It could be so many other things happening, like the government itself. Don't just take it at face value. Look into it. Look where the money's going. Look at who these people are aligned with. You know what I mean? It's such a bigger picture here.
Well,
And if I may,
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, so like right now, there's like pretty much two camps, right? There's the Fed story, and there's the those that don't believe the Fed story. For the most part, things are broken into two camps. What if, and to kind of go into Bill's thoughts, is what if the evidence is so shitty on purpose so that you could have the counter argument to the Fed slop. Meanwhile, Charlie isn't dead and he fucking went through a tunnel or something else happened, and that this is the misdirection used to keep everybody off that trail. It's a possibility, that we should take note of, in my opinion. Even, if it's not the case, but maybe it is.
I just want to read this comment real quick. At least half the population is so free range MK Ultra that no matter what truth they are shown, they won't care.
Right. And that kind of goes into some of the stuff, they're releasing all these videos and these files for the UFO stuff. And I was talking to, just the other day, I was talking to Philip Mantle, who's been in the UFO game for 40 plus years as an author and a researcher. And I brought it up to him that with the invention of AI now, you see these videos, and it could be a legit video that shows like that guy with the thing, what appears to be a thing at the Charlie Kirk assassination. If that's a real video, it doesn't matter at this point anymore because people are going to poo-poo it and say it's AI anyways. So with the invention of AI, anything you see anymore, you can't be trusted. It could be a mothership land right in front of me 5 feet away. I hold up my phone and immediately I'm guilty of AI, you know? So you can't
If I
trust
may,
anything anymore.
to
That's why you
strengthen your
have to
case,
take, go ahead, I'm sorry.
so to strengthen your case on that, by the way, just recently James Lee released a story on it. Mark Rubio did a video. He's the defense secretary, right? Or yeah,
Right,
Secretary of State. He did a video and said a bunch of shit. James Lee did a thing on it, put up that video, and he got hit, and they were claiming it was AI. And he had to go back to the fucking White House thing to show that it was legit. So they were
right,
trying to use it as an
right,
excuse to blur the line. So what you're saying, is already in action. It's to strengthen it.
Well,
right.
they've been threatening about this deep fakes for a long time now. They've been saying, "Oh,
Well,
these deep fakes are coming out. Beware the deep
Yeah,
fakes."
you're not going to stop it. We're not going to be able to tell the difference. And yeah, I know they had that whole thing going.
Well, I think that we're almost there at this point, anyways. I mean, there's people that will sit there and watch a video and then they'll catch 3 frames or 4 frames on the video and go, oh, look, he has 6 fingers. Or like when Andrew Tate got busted and they're shackling
Secretly
him
now.
up and they said, oh, his shoe disappeared. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So we can't trust anything anymore, which kind of feeds into what we've been saying for years, anyways. That you can't trust anything, so you've got to dive into it. Like even, and dude, I'm diehard Trump. Everybody knows it. I'm not apologetic when I say it,
Okay.
and
You're,
I'm
you're not going to
not.
want to stick around for the second part of this.
No.
He's like,
That's okay.
you know,
That's okay
oh
because
man, we'd love this though. We'd love this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
right. So, and the reason that I bring that up is to make my point that even though I am, and look, dude, I got a crush on Candace. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey now. Hey now.
But
Okay.
hey now. So the reason that I bring this point up is even though I'm a dieharder, and
Sorry.
I love the Q stuff just like anyone else, even though
Mhm.
Jonah's got more of a handle on it than I do. I love that stuff just like anybody else, and I would love nothing more for it to be 100% true. I question everything no matter what. It doesn't matter who I like, who I support. It doesn't matter. That's just the way my brain works, and I question everything anyways. Like,
That's the
look,
point,
man,
man.
my thing, right. I don't know if he actually got shot in the ear, but you know what? All I know is the dude standing behind him got killed. You know what I mean? So I don't know what happened. I know that across the field there was a tower and there was a picture of somebody standing on the tower with what looked like a rifle, like a sniper guy. And you can't tell me that they, weren't aware that some kid was running on that roof and people were pointing it out. And I get it. Everybody's caught in the moment. I get it 100%. People are screaming and pointing and nobody's doing anything. Whatever happened that day in Butler, I don't know. I wasn't there. All I can do is question everything, and I'm going to question the official and the unofficial and the conspiracy stuff because as humans, that's what we're supposed to do. You can't take everything at face value. You have
But that's
If
to, you
I
know what I mean?
what you're supposed to do. You said it. That's it. That is what you're supposed to do. That is if you believe, you know what I mean? Even if you're with the Q movement, all that shit, and this is a wake up operation, that is the idea. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're right on with it,
Right. Like,
And if
look,
I may, there was a pattern. If you look at Butler, the Charlie Kirk assassination, the Vegas shooting, these are all large events that occurred, and they want you to look right past it, right? Like there's really no answers for Butler, right? They want to just skim right through it. It went away. The Vegas shooting, when that happened, I mean, fucking, it was huge, and then all of a sudden it just fucking ghosted, right? And I think they wanted the same thing to happen with this Kirk thing. But it's like a consistent pattern that I'm recognizing at least. I just kind of wanted to throw
Well,
out there, kind of like,
with the Butler thing, like you said, Chaz, there was reports of him running across the roof and people pointing it out and shit. There's no way that the Secret Service is letting that go. And if you remember when it happened, that lady that was I can't remember her name, that was in charge of Secret Service, she said, "Oh, we couldn't put him up on the sloped roof or whatever."
for safety
Right.
reason.
Yeah.
The
Right.
fucking White House has a sloped fucking roof, and there's fucking Secret Service on top of it every fucking day.
Right. Well,
What?
look, man. It all goes back to Daily Plaza, dude. It all goes back to the limo driver turning around and look. Conspiracies are the greatest thing ever because they give you
Allegedly.
something to do and they pull you out of normal life. They give you something to do, and it's fun looking into this stuff. And it's question everything. You
Yes.
Fun
question
fact, by the
everything
way.
100%.
Fun fact about that limo driver: his name was Stephen Greer, right? He got
Oh,
put
wow.
on the detail. He got put on the detail just weeks earlier, 2 weeks earlier, because the driver who was going to be on died of a heart attack in Camp David, right? So
Right.
then this guy,
Wow.
Stephen Greer, gets put on, and this guy was a chauffeur and worked for one of Kennedy's old nemesises and shit, right? Like one of his opponents and shit. So
Right.
it's just there's a lot of interesting facts when you go back and look at these things. Like they just
Right.
never add
And
up. Not then, not now.
look, that's the beauty of the internet and the day and age that we live in now is the fact that they can't hide anything anymore. They can put out whatever official story they want to put out, and within 30 minutes, people are already, pardon the pun, but shooting holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Within 30 minutes, people are dissecting it and taking it apart. They can release whatever video, and it doesn't matter. People immediately point its foot disappeared. You know what I
And
mean?
people start
Or
flooding the zone.
right, or AOC's getting perp walked and she doesn't have cuffs on.
Hey, that's my
Hey,
girl.
no, don't you? Hey, don't you talk about her, man. Don't you talk about her. So, boys, I gotta jump off here. I just want to say thank you
Chaz, it's been
for
an
allowing me
absolute
to
pleasure,
come on
brother.
and bullschniting for a little bit. And thank you guys. Thank you, Snoop, for helping me. I don't know if Snoop filled you guys in, and I'm gonna do a shameless plug here just for a quick second.
Do it.
But like a dumbass, I didn't dude, I love this podcasting game because every day I learn something new. And the thing that I just learned was that Rumble actually allows you to have a customized channel. Even though you have a Rumble profile, you have a channel as well. And I didn't know that. You can have as many channels as you want, I guess. But in order to get your name and the custom URL, you have to have 20 followers. So I started that, I think 2 days ago, right, Snoop? I started that, and Snoop and Ted shared and helped me get over. I think I was up to 12. Well, now I've got. I think I need 6 or 7 more, and I'll hit that 20 and get my customized channel, which will help me a
You
little
heard
bit.
him.
But right, so I always
Let's
watch you guys
represent.
on Saturdays while I'm at work. I appreciate you guys. You guys are right up. You guys are
What's
like.
your handle on Rumble? Because we got a bunch of people on Rumble right now watching. Maybe a few of them might be interested in following you
Right.
over there and helping you get over the hump.
Yeah. So it's the podcast is called Something for the Head. So I think you can find me on Rumble if you just do a search for Something for the Head. You can find me over there. That may be the main page, but there's a video that takes to the channel that I just put on, and it's a video from my dear friend Earl Grey Anderson, who I interviewed a few years ago. He was the state director for Southern California's chapter of MUFON, and he's relating a story about a police officer seeing one of the TR-3B black triangles, the silent black triangles, and the guy was literally 30 feet away from it and saw on the side of it there was a cutout, and he could see pipes and vents. So this guy was convinced that this TR-3B was actually manufactured by us. It was one of our pieces of gear.
Of course,
And then
yeah.
the story correlates into this father and son near LAX. Like they were on the freeway right next to LAX, and one came over them, and they stopped, and it floated over them, and then it just like shot off. But they're convinced that the TR-3B is our technology.
Damn right it is. I am.
And right. So I just put up a little, like a 1 minute, 40-second video, and it's audio from when I did the audio stuff, but it's Earl relating this story. And if you click on that, it actually takes you to the channel I'm trying to get the followers on. And if
Okay.
you click that follow button, if I get to 20, I'll do something. I think I'll send somebody. I'll pick one person out of the 20, and I'll send them those nude photos of Snoop I've been hanging on to.
Oh,
damn it.
Is that
Bro,
a
I know.
win?
I'm sorry. I've been really working on getting the two of those unstuck.
Isn't your
but-
mom gonna be mad though?
Of course.
You know
yeah,
what?
I had to-
You know what? Fuck you. And you know what? You're lucky I love you. And you know what? You're allowed to say shit like that because I've known you for what, 30 years almost?
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah.
Fuck.
It easily.
Chaz, I'm so sorry to
So-
hear that. I really, really am. I've known him.
Bro, he's known me since I was fucking like what, 19 years old or something, and I'd
Right,
sneak
yeah.
into the clubs back then.
Yeah. So,
That's
well,
great.
gentlemen, again, thank you so much for allowing me to come on and give you a little piece of my brain. And
Something for the
I
head.
appreciate you. Something for the head. So, thank you guys for allowing me to do the shameless plug. I know you don't have to, and I appreciate
Oh,
that.
dude,
all the
no,
world to
we're
me.
all about that, man. That's our deal, dude. It always has
Right.
been, always will be. And if
So-
you can't, I mean, I know we're gonna help you out too. But if you hop on X real quick or whatever, and when you have a chance, you could go underneath in the actual replies
Comment.
of the post.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and
Right.
put your link there. You know what I mean? That way, at least the people that
Right.
are on there can see it there too. So.
All right. And
Chaz.
thank you guys very much. I got to get back to work, otherwise I'm going to
yeah.
be homeless.
Hey,
to
good to
meet
talk
you,
to you,
man.
Chaz.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Later, dude.
Peace. Later.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
Chaz is a good dude, man.
He
so happy
is.
He can stop
He
by.
puts up with you, which is wild. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he knew me when I was a fucking way ornery little fuck, dude.
Mm.
Like running
Like
around
last
the rock,
week.
running around the rock and roll clubs wearing leather pants and shit, dude.
Whoa,
Oh my
buddy.
God.
Whoa, let's keep some of
Yeah.
that stuff to yourself, man.
Whoa. Yeah.
I
Dude,
can't.
okay,
I don't.
so- go ahead.
I would say I don't need it. I don't think I need a visual of you in leather pants. So.
I think I might have one pick.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I might
we'll,
share it.
We'll share it at the end on the outro music.
But
after
dude,
it
I
ends.
want to, because we got to get into the other stuff. But we need to wrap this Candace Owens, Andrew Wilson stuff up. But one thing that I really took away from the whole Andrew Wilson, Candace Owens thing was how nervous this Andrew Wilson was. Like, I have a video here that shows his foot shakes. Like, I mean, if you watch the videos, like I said, I haven't seen the whole debate. But every clip I've seen, I mean, this foot is just nonstop fucking shake, shake, shake. Like, look at this.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, this fucking goddamn music's gonna get us. We'll just mute that shit. But I mean, there's tons of videos out there of this. I mean, it's just nonstop the whole freaking debate.
I mean, this may be the biggest thing that he's ever done and will ever do.
And
At this
paid
point.
$300,000 to do it.
I
Yeah.
never heard of him until now.
It's like a buy-on. That's basically what he did, was a buy-on. You know what I mean? Like in the music industry, that's what we called it. You know, if you wanted to tour with like a bigger band and you were a nobody, you do a buy-on. You know, you buy on to the tour and you basically pay that band to be on tour with them. That's kind of what he did in a sense. So to get his game stepped up, you know, I know everybody kind of knew him as the dumbass who fucking sat there and talked to stupid fucking whores to make him feel smarter. You know what I mean? Like that was his major fucking accomplishment. Now he's trying to dive into this more serious game to be taken more serious. And what he got cooked, right? Can we all agree that? I haven't seen it, but I mean, from what I can
100%.
tell and what I've heard, he got fucking smoked. So,
Dude, I will be surprised if Candace Williams or Candace Owens doesn't get indicted for murder because fucking she butchered this guy fucking live, dude.
Aggravated murder.
damn.
Aggravated, that's right.
Dude,
Damn.
Yeah,
hey,
because there was a child pregnant or a child present, dude. She's pregnant, dude. So yeah,
right?
they'll get the enhancement.
And you know, like we just talked about this on Monday, right? This is the guy that was condoning the grapes, right?
Yes, 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 exactly. Yes.
Yes, I did see it on Mainstream Mondays, tune every Monday night
Yeah.
at 6 p.m. Yes,
So,
I did see that.
This dude is a complete fucking scumbag. Owen Benjamin posted about him today. Looks like St. Pickles of Ashore had an earpiece, and if you look in, look at it in this ear,
and
right
he's
here.
playing with it. You can see videos of him playing with that actually.
To be fair,
But I didn't know he had an earpiece.
To be fair, it could be an in-ear monitor, right?
Okay,
that's
true.
Yeah,
Okay.
like,
Because
you
they
know
have
what I mean?
teams.
I'm
They
wearing
do
an
have
earpiece.
teams.
Yes. Okay, we'll be fair. You know,
Or the impractical jokers are on the other end going, now say this.
nice.
Oh, man.
or enjoy the show, right?
Right.
And that's
Right.
all it
Dude.
is a fucking show.
Just saying.
And that's the other important thing. Like, regardless where you stand, right? Like, obviously, I don't believe the Fed slop 100%. I'm kind of Team Candace, right?
Mhm.
But you gotta at least remain open of maybe Charlie isn't dead, or maybe Charlie Robinson did. It may not really be feasible, but you have to at least, like, be at least willing to hear the evidence from the other side so you can make an informed decision.
Yeah, which that's what kind of pissed me off when I seen some of these people I know. I'm like, really though. But whatever. I don't want to.
You know what's amazing to me is you have all these like influencers out there, and I'm not going to call them out by name, but there's a lot of them, and you know who they are. Probably all the ones that got those fucking white notebooks, and they sit back and they go along with this agenda and plan. They stick to it, like they don't waver. And you know what? Like if you haven't wavered in your thoughts over the last few years based on what's been happening, there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean? Because like I wasn't the biggest Trump supporter, but I did really think that maybe this man could make a difference.
Mhm.
Like I thought maybe somehow it could happen, but he's just proven to be a fucking asshole and, has gone against everything that he ran on. I mean, we still don't have Epstein files. Nothing's come out of those.
He calls it a hoax.
Right.
He did call it that.
And he has all these people that were calling for it before, right? That were ranting and wanted it, and like that was part of the promise. Now they're defending that they're not getting it, right? Like, oh no, this has never been a thing. So there's an issue there,
Yeah,
That's
shout out to fucking Ominous, dude. What up?
That's an X comment. Am I reading that?
That
correctly?
is the next comment.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hey,
So where did he come
Ominous.
through?
Yes, tell us whose page you're watching it on.
Yes, please list that in the comments. Which page you're watching that from? That way,
I bet you is he on?
everybody
Ted's?
go to that one. Everybody go to that profile.
I don't see it on your Snoop. I'm monitoring yours. Shiva, I
Okay.
can see Witness. I can see.
Oh,
Untold
was Shiva's
Chicago.
comment?
Shiva moved
Not on
over to
here.
YouTube. He moved over to YouTube to check it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he
Shiva's
was
on
on X at
YouTube.
one point to say test. I'm on Snoop's.
Snoop's.
Yeah, I can't see you
All right,
on Snoop's, Ominous.
Everybody go to Snoop's. If you're
Yeah,
still
yeah, maybe
watching
it's
and you want to
working.
comment, go to Snoop's live feed then.
Yeah, that's right. Go to Snoop's.
So it's just Ted.
I don't know
because
why I'm doing this, but
I know
Well,
everybody
because-
typically goes to Ted's. You know what I mean?
'Cause
So
even on Snoop's, I can't see Ominous is here, but I can see him there, and he's inside on Snoop's. So
X has always been fucked up with comments.
there's something weird going on, bro.
I
Like,
told you
there's
it's the
something
fucking
funky.
website or it's the app. It ain't EV Mux, dude. It's fucking Elon's fucking palace.
It's like
Dude,
it's like
of
picking and
piss.
choosing.
Did you ever see, Bill? We were doing streams and you couldn't use the word balls in the comments.
Yes, I remember you showing that. So
I told you my new profile picture's working.
On the stream setup, did
Oh,
you
yeah, I
did you
mean-
by any chance hit something on the stream setup where it limits chat on any particular thing?
No,
You know,
I
it
don't
has
even.
those variables or whatever, where it's
I
like,
don't even
nobody
know how to
can,
do
people you
that.
know.
He's like, I don't even. You're giving me way too much credit.
Well, I hit fucking record. I don't even know, dude.
I hit the button, I say a few things, and I'm gone.
Boom, douche, no move. But yeah, man, you guys
No,
fucking heard about
listen.
this? Go.
Listen, we gotta discuss this real quick, okay? Were you or were you not a Freemason? This
I
needs to
was
come-
never a Freemason.
Did you go to apply to be a Freemason?
Yes. Why are you choosing to?
Because
address
I
this?
feel like you've changed your profile picture now in this within a week of admitting to apply and get denied as a Freemason.
Technically, I was never denied. So I'll tell you exactly what happened. Is they pulled my application because they really liked me and they really did want me to join.
I'm sure they did.
But there were other. So you have to have 100% approval. So if one person says no, you don't get in. And some members, I guess, had questions. So the lodge master, or worshipful master, as they call it, he chose to pull my application rather than submit it, because if it would have been submitted, I would have been denied. So now, and if you get denied, you can never reapply. Now I'm actually eligible. I could reapply if I wanted to, but I wouldn't dare do that.
No, not at all. So you're
And
not
by
a
the way-
sleeper. You're not a sleeper, right? Like you just haven't been sleeping.
Oh
and
no,
all of a
I
sudden
try to sleep every
you got
night.
the call,
I don't
you got
get
the
much,
call. You
but-
got the call, and now you're coming out.
Oh, by the way, keeping in touch with that, you know where it leaked yesterday after the debate that Andrew Wilson was a master mason. He confessed to it, right?
Oh, that's
And he
right.
said,
That's right.
He said, I was only in it like 2-3 years. So I went on his page and I asked him. I said, hey Andrew, what'd you get? Like, did you stop at the 3rd degree? Because that's where you really got to get to be a master mason.
Right, I was
Everything
gonna
else
say,
after
yeah.
that is optional.
Right.
And he's like, yes, sir. So I just capped it, and I was like, okay, he verified it. You know, like.
Oh, he
that.
answered you.
Oh yeah, he answered me. Yeah, and then I sent it. I sent it to you, right, Snoop? And I was like, hey,
Yeah,
dude,
you did.
right?
You did.
Yeah. So yeah,
Did you
he
see the way
verified
he
it.
answered that, Bill? He was like, yeah. Who's not gonna fucking answer me?
I like that though,
I'm
man.
fucking Templar.
No, both of you guys got connections, man. You guys got some flex, dude. I love it. You know what I mean? I really, really do.
Well,
So-
mine is because I can keep my mouth shut. Like when I talk to people in the background, I never post about it. You know what I mean? Like, so it works. You know, like.
Me, I just
think
talk to
that's
everybody.
why people trust me, because I don't blab their shit. I can just shut my fucking mouth.
It's, and you know what's crazy is like with Freemasonry, they're really not hiding. They're out there. You know, I mean, you see guys with fucking Freemason license plates, bumper stickers, they're everywhere. And they say, if you want to become a Freemason, just ask one.
Right. I mean, again, we know the drill, right? Like the lower levels of
Right.
it, you know what I mean, are just oblivious to what goes on at the top, and 90% of them, 99% of them don't make it past 3rd degree, you know. There's only the select few that really, really want to go on, right?
Dude, and I'll be honest, man. All the times that I would go have dinner with these guys and go to the open lodge meetings, like, it's just a bunch of old dudes hanging out.
I've heard this before.
There's like a lot of like military guys, like
course.
law enforcement, and it's just because they need that brotherhood connection. You know, they retire or whatever, and they want to feel that brotherhood connection and stuff. And
You're
it's like,
selling it, bro. You're selling it right now.
And
I mean,
just so you know, water
Fucking with you.
water stays frozen up to 32 degrees, right? It's not until the 33rd degree that the Mason can truly move openly throughout the organization. 'Cause that's when you can become a Shriner, and that, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of symbology and kind of structure that's set up.
that's a good analogy. I never heard it that way, and I like it. Water.
It's appealing. The whole thing's appealing, right? To learn all the secrets
That's
of the
like
universe.
we talked about the other day. So is Scientology. It just sounds
Right.
like you know, to make yourself better, to better yourself, to bring out the best inside of you. That's how it's designed, you know, is to make people better. And you know, the problem that I really have with it all is like it's the hiding of history and technology and stuff like that that allegedly is in there. You know, like if these guys are like sitting on all this ancient technology and history and stuff and know things, share it with the fucking world so we can all grow and prosper as a fucking society. You know, we don't need to, like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
Okay, where I have an issue is the ritualistic aspect of it, right? Like, what is that? Why can't you have this club and everybody goes and you're doing great things for the kids and all this shit, but then there's this whole other side to it, you know, for no apparent reason, right? And their wishy-washy takes on the Bible and, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just all this other spiritual, paganistic
Right. Well,
side to it. Like, why the fuck is it there? You know, if there's nothing to hide.
The rituals act out the story, right? So like Hiram Abiff and how he was killed and shit like that, right? So that's how you, through the rituals, they also act out the thing. But there's more stuff in there. But yeah.
Right. But I mean, but why do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not
it's just like if you go to phoneboothpodcast.substack.com, you can pay to get bonus content. You know what I mean? It's no different.
Okay, hold on. I'm sensing a difference. I really am. But for the sake of argument, I'll accept it. You know, like, okay. Go ahead. No, wait, one more thing. Because Templar, I know you'll know about this. Okay, the whole thing, like, if you, how's it go? I'm gonna paraphrase, and I'm gonna fuck it up. But like, if you say the secrets of the Mason, you're fucking beheaded or gutted or whatever it is.
You'll get your fucking throat cut.
Right? Yeah. Okay. I know it's just symbolism, blah blah blah. But can you kind of delve into that a little bit and why that is?
Well, yeah, because it's the lodge's secrets, right? Like, to them, right, one, it's honor, right? And to answer your thing, why do they do these rituals and whatnot? Because it gives, you know, like the lodge masters or whatever, an idea to get a grasp on you. Your moral flexibility. Can you shut your fucking mouth? Are you dedicated to learning the information of the mystery schools, right? So you can kind of tell along the way. It's really easy to weed people out. And then when you approach them, you know, on just something small, right? Just a little test that they don't even realize. And it's like, oh, they went this way. Let's try something else. And the next thing you know, it's like, okay, this is the kind of guy that, you know, we can bring in or that we can advance.
Right.
You know? Like, that's the purpose of it.
That's what my whole point was. And I knew you would lay it out that way. Is like, that's when it's not just your local boys drinking club.
Correct.
Snoop, you know what I'm saying? They
don't even drink there.
Yeah, but you know my point. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever. Moose Lodge, Shriners. They go down
is on Bills and he's up.
I know. So, you know, anybody that's listening on Ted's. Oh, he's on Ted's?
Bill,
no, he's on mine. He's on mine.
Yeah.
No, if you're on Ted's and you still want to comment and you didn't lose, you know, hope to do so, move over to one of our other ones. Templars, anybody's, Snoop's, mine. And please comment, because I want a lot of feedback on what we're talking about here tonight, because it's kind of ridiculous, you know? It really is. Like, people are just fucking sleeping at this day and age, at this fucking stage of the game. Like, it's unacceptable, you know? We shouldn't be here, but we still are. Thanks a lot, you motherfuckers.
So, back in, like, the 1800s, there was this guy, I want to say his name was Roger Morgan. His last name was Morgan. And he was like, I'm going to write a book and I'm going to expose all of the secrets of the Masons. Okay? And what happened was he came out of jail and they grabbed his ass and they threw him into a carriage and there were tons of witnesses and he gets carted off and he's screaming, murder! Murder! And then he disappears and he's never seen again. So all these town people see this, so they put these people on trial or whatever, right? Like, nothing happens initially. And then the people, like, fucking rebel, and then there's another trial. And a byproduct of that is the first third party that we had in the United States was the anti-Masonic Party. So
interesting.
William Morgan, I think, is the guy's name, but it's Morgan if you look it up. So that's another thing to answer about the secrets and shit like that.
Right.
Like they will, if you are a true threat, like they'll hold the code against you. If you're only a second, third degree, you don't really know anything. You're at like subsurface level. You're not a threat. What are you gonna tell? That you went to the lodge, you got blindfolded, you got knocked on the head, and you fell backwards, and your brothers caught you. You know what I mean? Ooh.
So I have a funny story about this. Is my buddy that actually got me to start going to these weekly dinners, because you could go, like you have to go to these lodges. Hold on, ominous. Yes, they did have checkerboard flooring. I just wanted to answer you real quick.
All of them do. It's standard.
But so
Dualistic.
you and before you can even
which is
apply,
Kabbalistic bullshit.
before you can even apply to become one, you have to hang around. It's almost like joining a bike club. You have to hang around for a while so these guys get to know you and feel you. So I would go to these weekly dinners, right? And my buddy, he got approved, and so he was starting to go through the degrees. And he had told me some stuff about his past. I don't want to talk about, what it was. But when he got to the third degree, they start grilling you. They start asking you all the hard questions and dive into you. That's where the term giving someone the third degree comes from. That's where that phrase stems from. And so they found out about his past and they kicked him out. They said, "You're not going to be a third degree Mason. You're kicked out." Boom. He can no longer apply. He can't join. He's banished from it. So after that happens, one of the other Masons, who was a master Mason, he called me and he says, "Hey man, dude, I just had to do this to so-and-so, blah, blah, blah." And he was telling me about it. And I said to him, I go, "Yeah, I fucking told him not to lie on his fucking app when he did it." I said, "If you just," because my buddy had asked me, he's like, "What do you think I should say on this?" I go, "Just be fucking honest. I think if you just be honest with them and tell them about it, they're going to see that and not give a fuck about what it is."
Right.
And then, so when he said that to me, I go, "Yeah, I fucking told him he should just fucking list it on there, And he's like, "You fucking knew about it?" I was like, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "Well, why didn't you say anything?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not a Mason. It's not my position to say anything. And nobody fucking asked me, And
Right.
why would anybody ask me?
Right.
The
Pretty
dinners
interesting.
he was talking about, that's a part of like the sponsorship. So I have a good friend who's a Mason, and I have a brother or an ex-brother-in-law who's a Mason. And back when I was like in my 20s, and from probably like 16 into mid late 20s, I considered myself an atheist for a while. And at one point, I had like an interest because I was learning who the Masons were and whatnot,
Right.
and they were
You
telling me
wouldn't be
about it.
eligible.
Right, because I was an atheist, right.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing that really saved me back then to even considering going in for the dinner, is because you have to have faith in a higher power. It doesn't have to be God or whatever. But back
Mhm.
then I was like, "Oh, that's all fucking nonsense, and I'm not just going to lie," But by the time, I came back into my faith, it's like, I'm never going to take a fucking vow like that. You know what I mean? Thank God I didn't,
Right.
because things could have turned. But yeah, that's all part of the process, dude. Going to the lodge, going to the dinners, networking. It lets them feel you out, and they decide if you're a person of moral integrity. And if they, like he said, if they find out you're not, then it's room for banishment.
Like
Interesting.
one thing that interested them in me was that I have family that within Masonry. My grandfather's brother was a 32nd degree, and he even told like some of my family that he regretted it later in life. He regretted becoming that and being a part of all of that. And it goes all the way back to Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is a great uncle of mine. So
No
it's like
shit.
it runs in the family. And so that was something they were interested in. But I'm glad that the way things played out with me anyways, because having learned what I know now, like I don't want to be a part of it, and like that. My whole thing back then was I wanted to find out the fucking secrets. I wanted to fucking learn.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I think those are the wrong reasons to try to go into something like that. You know?
Plus, back then it was harder to learn about these things because the internet was relatively young, right? The information wasn't as abundant as it is now, and most people didn't even know what direction really to even look. Like, how do you find this information? Most people didn't even know it existed, you know. So to kind of add on to that point.
Yeah. To answer you, Omnis, I'm not really exactly sure what the regret was, but I think maybe he saw the evil and darkness that it becomes the higher up you get, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, so I don't want to put words in his mouth or speculate. Yeah. But, you know, it's interesting. Let me read this other comment. Yeah, you probably thought he put it on the application, so why would you say anything? No, I knew he didn't put it on the application, and that's, I think, where he fucked up. Like, I really think that they don't care if you have a checkered past.
Just be honest about it.
Right, because they want to know that, you know, you. They want that dirt on you.
I was just gonna say they would love nothing more than to have something on you. So
Right,
why
it's
not
like
be honest and make? They're gonna tell you there's nothing wrong with that, but in reality, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a gift right there." You know what I mean? They can
Did you guys ever see the movie The Skulls?
Yes.
I
yes.
did.
I
I
fucking
did. It's
owned
been
it. I
a
binge
long
watched that
time
thing.
ago. I was a long time ago, but
Yeah,
so I don't remember all the bits and pieces of it, but I know I saw it for sure.
Yeah,
That's the
I
guy,
mean, they just-
the
they
dude
break
from
it
Dawson's
down.
Creek or whatever is in it, like that. Is
Yes.
that the one?
Yes.
I mean, not that I know what Dawson's Creek is or anything. I've never watched that show in
and
my
it
entire
has
life.
fucking the dude who died from
Paul
Fast and the
Walker.
Furious.
Paul
Paul Walker's
Walker.
in it too.
Ah, that's right. Okay. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe they
And
took
it's
his-
pretty accurate, even down to the war room inside the tomb. So I mean, they did a really good fucking job on that.
How do
movie
you
of
know,
putting-
Templar?
Because I've done a lot of study on Skull and Bones.
I bet.
Is it
Oh,
really
man.
true that they all jerk off on the dude and shit?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
That's
you have to
fucking
lay in the coffin, right? And you have to admit and confess to all your brothers all of your deepest and darkest secrets, right? Because you guys got to be able to trust each other. However, just like in Scientology, they're recording all that shit. So if you ever step out of line, you know, they know exactly what to hit you with.
So that's just what I'm saying. Like, if he would have been honest on the application, they know that he can trust his honesty.
Correct.
You know?
Mhm. So that way,
Right.
if you do have add anything more to that checkered past, they can keep a secret. They got you.
Because if you lie on the little shit, they can't trust you on the big shit, right?
That's
But if
right.
you just lay it out there and you're like, I did this, I did this, I did this, okay, you can own that and you'll be straight with us. I
Mhm.
can take you at your word. But if you lie on something stupid, then if something serious comes along, why the fuck wouldn't you lie on that too? Right? We could never pull you into the inner sanctum because you're too much of a security risk.
And you know what was so stupid about it? And I tried to tell my buddy at the time about it. I was like, it's public fucking record, dude. Anybody can fucking look it up. man.
Right.
It's not like you're hiding anything. Just
Right.
fucking be honest about it.
Yeah. But that's okay. Maybe it was all for a reason, bro. You know, he could be getting fucked in the butt right now and eating kids, but he
And
didn't.
you know, like I don't. I'm not trying to be racist, but I think this guy was black, my friend, and I think.
Oh well, there you go. Yeah.
That did not.
So he
play
already
in
had
his
strikes
favor.
against him.
Right. You know, but I mean, they're accepting of it on the level, but
Right. Right.
like there's the Prince Hall Lodge is like the main fraternity
Black
for
Masons. Yep.
for Africans, you know, and that leads into Boulay, which is what Kobe and LeBron and all.
I was gonna
the
say, did they all become gangster rappers and basketball players?
Yeah.
Is that how it fucking goes?
yeah.
And most people don't realize it, but there's two branches of masonry, right? There's the Scottish Rite, which is pretty much everyone who cares
It's
about
right, not Reich, by the way.
all right. Yeah, right. Sorry. Which is
I
what
like that
everybody knows. But there's also the other side is the
York.
the York side, and
Snoop
that's
sure
not
knows a
as
lot
well
about
known.
it.
Oh, because he studied. You know, he
Sure
he
he
looked
did.
into it
Sure.
and learned.
Sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, I would go into the lodge. They'd have the fucking posters on the wall that would show,
All right.
like, after you get to the third degree, you can go to Scottish or you can go to York, and these are the way that the degrees work, and you go up and
You
it's
want to
like
know what question to ask a Mason if you want to know if they're a Mason or not to get things going for the password? Ask them if they're a traveling man. Okay?
Oh.
And they will respond to you first and foremost. They will tell you, yes, they're a traveler and that they go from east to west. And then when you get embraced, you'll hear the password.
Oh, from east to
So,
west.
yes,
What's
from east
funny
to
is
west.
like when you go into the lodge, the master mason sits in the east.
Mhm.
They're in the north is blank. Nobody
Yep.
sits in the north.
Right. Yeah, you got all the cardinal
Wild.
directions up in the thing, and the door to everything is structured based on east. Everything
But it's
is
just
structured.
it's just an innocent guys club, and they all get together and raise money
Right.
for kids.
In
Well,
fact, I
it-
believe
when-
it doesn't is every entrance has to be on the east side,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Just like the pyramids, by the way. You know?
Just saying. Just saying. All based on Christianity, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Couldn't be anything else.
Ominous Optic wants to know what wouldn't be acceptable. Any examples you can give? I'm not sure. I mean, I think
Like you
probably
couldn't be a
if you
fucking murderer. You couldn't be
yeah.
a thief. You know, like you can't be armed robbery and shit and get in. You got to be what they define it as high moral character, right? So
I think maybe if even if somebody had something such as like an armed robbery, maybe like they would probably still accept them, maybe depending on how they've grown since then.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like if
And
this
how open and honest they are. Exactly.
right, like if it happened 20 years ago and they've shown there have been an upstanding character since then and tried to better themselves and shown progression, I think they probably accept them still.
Correct.
It was what's crazy though is I'll tell you there was one guy there, and he was part of D Malloy, which is like for male.
It's the predecessor of the Masons. It's for kids up until the age of 18. Disney was De Morlaix, and De Morlaix starts from Jacques De Morlaix, who was the Knights Templar and got burned at the stake. So that's how all that transitions.
So he, this guy was a part of that, and then when he went to become a Mason, they weren't going to accept him at first. I guess maybe he had some stuff that had happened in his life. I'm not sure. Never really got into it, but they eventually did let him in. And when I was talking to him, like at these dinners and stuff, like like do you regret joining? I was asking him these type of questions. Do you regret joining? Would you do it again? This and that. And he's like, you know what? I don't know, because they didn't want anything to do with me for a long time. Even though that I was a part of the De Malloy prior, there was a long time that he had been trying to become one. And he said they finally accepted me, but for a long time they didn't want anything to do with me. So, he said, I don't know if I would.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll switch some gears. We'll switch some gears. We did, but I thought it was. I actually think it's fascinating.
Well, the whole reason that you brought it up is because these fucking assholes online keep accusing me of being one, and I'm sorry that I know a lot of fucking people. I know a lot of fucking people, but it's because of where I grew up. It's not because of any group.
Maybe everybody is a Freemason.
Maybe. They say there's only 6 million of them in the whole world. They say there's 6 million.
That's something about that number.
That number, right?
I gotta tell you, it's a hot number.
But,
so what else you got for us, Snoop? You are the bringer of content this evening. I know.
Before we jump off that real quick, just so everybody knows, the number 47 is highly Masonic, just so you know. It is the building block for the Masonic order, right? Like the Pythagoras theorem, all that relates to 4-7, which also then when you add goes to 11, which is one of the master numbers. But anytime you see 47, like our boy El Sayed, right? His polling was 47 to I think it was like 53 or some shit like that. It lets you know that they're building this person. That's the insight. Just like when you see the number 33 and these things. These are all signals. These are all indicators. And I'll leave it at that so we can properly segue. But
we gotta have an episode
and all that.
We got to have an episode that dives into that really, really deep, man. I'd love to get into that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and really have you break it down. We might have to set something up for that.
I want to know too, like, isn't every number something?
Yes, but Yeah. Different things because you're going through Kabbalah, and there's different ways. So 0 through 9 was one number system. Okay, that was the Babylonian system, right? The base. And then when you got to the decimal system, the 10, right, was the next one, right? And then it jumped to 12, which goes to like divine, and that's your, I can't remember where it came from, but that's how you get your dozens and all that. So 11, 22, and 33 are the mask numbers, and then inside each number represents something, right? But then you also have, yeah, it'll take a while, but yes is the answer.
Isn't that 12 like have to do with like the majestic 12 and all that shit? Like
12 is divinity. So
Right.
12 is a number that you'll see based on nature or God. It is a divine system. 9, 10, that is a base system for like man, etc. You know what I mean? So it's a structured, laid out system.
And what was 11 again?
11, 22, and 33 are considered master numbers, building numbers.
All right.
So that's why like 9/11, 7/11
Mhm.
are one and the same. September, right? Septum, septera is seventh, right? So September 11th is really saying 7th, 11th, and yeah, dude, there's a lot.
Yeah,
you can
we'll have
go
to.
through.
We're gonna have to set up
'Cause you gotta because it's all Kabbalistic type bullshit,
Right.
dude, like so when you hear
Mysticism.
that duality,
Mhm.
like just know that's some mysticism that goes
Yeah.
to a certain branch.
Ominous wants to know, at what number do you find out the Earth is flat? 360, and that adds up to 9. So boom, there
Actually,
you
you actually, if you go to Morals and Dogma, okay, Morals and Dogma,
Albert
I
Pike.
think it's on, Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma, and you go down to, I want to say it's somewhere like the 30, close to 33rd page, but it's not exactly. But
Damn.
it'll talk to you. It'll talk to you about trigonometry. Okay, it talks to you about trigonometry.
I'm triggered, all right.
And then it lets you know that trigonometry is the two lines based on a flat surface. So a 90-degree line is going from the bottom structure straight up, right? And that's in the flat earth, or the flat system, is the other part of the angle. That's how you get your 90-degree angle. And by the way, the Masonic symbol where you see, like it kind of makes
Square
that
and
little V?
compass.
Yeah, that's a 47-degree angle. Okay? So
Very
like
nice.
all of it has structure. All of it has meaning.
Wow.
But anyways, let's go on to the next
Nothing
thing, 'cause I don't wanna-
occultic about it at all. Nothing occult about it. You
No.
know what I mean? Like it's just fucking again a bunch of guys getting together. All right, so we can move on from that.
So we got Chaz Stumbo's hero here. Donald J. Trump, back in
Orange Man Cometh.
The Tangerine Dream, as Sith Kitten likes to call him. He was anointed back in July 2023. He was given the Toro crown, which is King of the Jews.
Hold on, in 2023?
Yes.
Why
So
are
this
we
is-
just talking about this?
Well, because we needed content today, William.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if this was like a resurfacing thing or something like that.
It came up in my feed yesterday or something, and I was like, oh, we should talk about this because a lot of the things that are happening kind of correlate here. I'll read a little bit to y'all. Back in July 10th, 2023, Trump was given the Torah crown, honoring him as the King of the Jews. In 1979, a man by the name of Leslie Donald Epstein published a book titled King of the Jews. It is a novel set in Jewish ghetto Nazi-occupied Poland during the Holocaust. The book's first chapter is titled The Golden Age. At the center of the story is Elsie Trumpelman, a charismatic con man who is appointed head of the ghetto's Jewish council, the Judenrat, it's called. Granted authority over his fellow Jews, Trumpelman gradually builds his own authoritarian regime, placing his image on money and stamps and deciding who will be sacrificed to the Nazis in the belief that doing so might save others. Among the other characters is Mosk, a wealthy mill owner and influential businessman within the ghetto. As his power grows, the line between survival, collaboration, and tyranny becomes increasingly difficult to distinguish. So here's a novel written nearly half a century ago by a man named Epstein, featuring characters named Trumpelman and Mosk, and beginning with a chapter called The Golden Age. We live in a very strange matrix.
Okay.
And here's the cover of the book.
And if that wasn't enough, if you search up Donald Trump, Cyrus the Great, you will get fucking the gold coins from Israel with Trump and Cyrus the Great. It says Cyrus the Great is alive. They put up fucking billboards of it, dude. Like they say to like it's if you know and you can pull it up, look up Trump Cyrus the Great, and you'll see the fucking coins, you'll see the billboards. I mean, there's a lot more going on than we in the States know about because nobody goes over and looks at the Israel papers. You know what I mean? It's just something people don't do. But you'll see it. As soon as you see it, you'll be like, no fucking way. Yep, there it is. They already told you he's their Messiah, or he's the dude who's going to bring about their Messiah.
Okay. I'm going to bring an outside perspective, and I know if Ted's still listening, he's be like, oh, shit, here we go.
There you go. And look at the coin. Find the coin. They literally minted a gold coin with Cyrus the Great's head and Trump imposed on the coin.
There's two ways this is going. Go ahead and pull the coin up.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Because it goes right alongside with the Ingersoll Lockwood book series as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess there's your boy T-Rump and Cyrus right behind him.
Yep.
Wow. Now, again, we can either say that over the last few years, all this shit is magically popping up on the internet. Okay. Like kind of like a Mandela thing, but you know, all of a sudden these just happen to pop up out of nowhere, and then the internet and its backstory claims that these things are from fucking however long ago and they're legit, right? You know, do we know of anybody that had actual physical copies of this stuff, or is it just more of right now like pictures on the internet and you could trace it back to when it was published and all this stuff that's written on the internet? Because the Ingersoll Lockwood thing was never even talked about either until years ago, right? With the Barron Trump thing and the, you know, all the whatever fucking the last president and the books about
the magical adventure, or the
yes,
Barron Trump, and
right, all
Barron
this stuff
book.
has just been popping up since he's been president, since 2016, right? Before that, none of this was ever a thing. Like, it wasn't talked about. It was never out in the open. You know what I mean? Also, a lot of the, like, I tie it in with the Mandela thing. Like, a lot of this stuff was never noticed until we were heavily on the internet and things could be manipulated. So is there a possibility, okay, let's go for operation purposes, that a lot of this shit could have been made or designed around to fit a certain narrative that's going on right now, okay? Or, yes, it could have been as old as it is, written out this way, and they actually found their Trumpelman, and they found the person that was going to fulfill these, you know, prophetic fucking stories. The only problem I have is they're fucking stories. You know what I mean? They're not exactly in some sort of Masonic Bible or some, you know what I mean? They're not in the fucking, you know, Torah or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, these aren't like religious writings that these are in. These are just people's individual books and art. You know what I mean?
Well, wasn't that all the Bible was? Was individuals' books?
Okay, you could be fair with that, but you understand what I'm saying. People aren't taking these things as you know, literatures of worship. You know what I'm saying? So, like, where does it fit in the storyline being, you know, prophecy, fulfilling prophecy from a fucking book? Or is it just a strange coincidence? You know what I mean? Like, but the only thing is, I don't buy the coincidence part because of the Epstein, because of Trumpelman, because of the story behind it, because this is putting his name on the money, because of all these things. it's literally describing what's happening now, right? So either someone did this and that was their form of putting the, karmatic whatever out in there, and they have to tell you part, right? Or it was just invented recently. That's my point.
I know you want to say something, so I'll be real quick here. I think I can't remember who I just heard say this recently. I don't remember if I was talking with Templar about it and you said it, or maybe I was listening to Bill and Ted talk, and you guys were talking about the Barron Trump stuff. And the thing about all of that is Donald Trump could have heard about those books and just named his kid fucking Barron after reading those books. That's entirely possible.
True.
The thing with this is a little different because this book was written in 1979.
Says
Epstein,
who?
Okay.
But you get my point, right? I'm not like trying to. Go ahead.
You would have to see if you could buy a copy on like eBay or whatever.
Like a first edition copy,
but
yeah.
there are people that appear to have copies. I read them off of the Internet Archive, but to your point, it could have been digitally manipulated and thrown on. Since I don't have the tangible book, from that period, I couldn't say 100%. Yeah, but it does get weird.
Right. This is where I sit with all that. You know what I mean? Like with the Barron Trump things and things like this pop up and all that, and the fucking Simpsons episodes and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think this is a part of their great work. Okay, and I believe that these books and these things, they're not for the profane. Okay, they're not for the eyes of the profane. Every now and again, the profane see them and they catch on and they've learned a little bit more. Okay, I think these books are a part of them bringing about their prophecies with each other. Okay, and I think that as time goes on, the connections are being made because they're turning it in because they're trying to fulfill their prophecies. Just as like all this war shit in the Middle East, you could argue is either biblical or it's a bunch of people doing what's said in the Bible to bring it about. You know what I mean? Kind of the same thing. So Fred Trump very well could have been a part of this and named his son Trump, knowing that, he is initiated into the enlightened and that he's going to be considered the chaos magician, and that will be his role. So then Trump gets into real estate and he buys a building on that spot, just like it says in that book. Kind of like they make the story into reality as opposed to the reality.
And making stories.
So it's reality imitating art.
Yeah. So it's kind of like there's a structured prophecy that they want, and it's their way of fulfilling it. Just like the whole shit with Iran, Iran, right? Like in the Bible, Persia's got to rise, and Russia and all that. It's like that could happen naturally, eventually, or somebody could poke the bear to see if they get it going, if that brings about their Messiah. You know what I mean? So they're equally possible, because look at fucking Biff Don. He constantly shows shit that makes you question, like, yeah, dude, that's a little fucking,
Hey, I'll be right back, guys. You guys talk. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I believe that. I see your point. You know what I mean? I really do. That's what I was saying. It's either that or,
right.
That,
and it's hard to say which one. But I don't subscribe to. So I saw somebody online, and I wasn't trying to shit on him when I said it. I hear a lot of people say like they gotta tell you. Like, no, they don't.
No, they really don't. You're frozen up, my man. I don't know if you maybe want to try to drop out and come back in.
Yeah. Let me refresh it. Sorry.
Okay.
Here, let's do
but
this.
Yeah, like this, people that have been listening to us, you understand that like this is where I sit. That a lot of this shit is to kind of give you the narration of the story that they want you to hear or want you to see. I don't believe that. Everything's, Are you there? Okay, you're good. Yeah, but I was just saying, like, a lot of this is a narration to the story, right? You know what I mean? Or to throw you off. This is, a lot of people that have been listening to us, they know how I am with this. I'm pretty much on the bandwagon that 99.99999% of everything we go through is manufactured, fake, and gay. You know what I mean? Like it's some sort of fucking storyline or narrative, and they already know that this guy is this mythical fucking icon, right? You know what I mean? Like, and they've built this.
Build it.
Right, they built this fucking character, you know what I mean? And they need to do things to push it. So what better way than to have these, old books, right, pop up out of nowhere like, wow, did you know this was here? Or they said this back in this day and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where I'm at. Like, okay, let's they're going to run with this. This is the guy. So I see both sides to that. But what, like you were saying with the whole, they have to tell you. No, they really don't. They may have told the story at some point or maybe slipped out some of the script, but they didn't necessarily do it on purpose for karmatic reasons, right? Like, yeah.
And there's a point to that. So there's a saying, I can't remember the specific, but it's essentially those that don't know our symbols and ways are prey, right? Like that's their mantra to one another. But shit, you had said something that I was gonna. If I remember
the karmatic, the karmatic.
Oh yeah, the karmatic thing, right? So, and then the other reason why I don't believe that to be the case is because these people literally believe like it's their duty and their right to lord over us, right? And they think we're subhuman, we're cattle, we don't have souls, right? So they're not doing anything wrong. So there's no karma to clear. You know what I mean? You only got to clear the karma when there's an issue. And I think that it's hard to be on this side of the field and realize how little you are actually considered. You know what I mean? So it's, like your ego might want to say, yeah, but it's like, yeah, dude, they don't give a fuck about you. You're just
chattel.
Yep. And when you're useless, like they'll call the herd.
What do you think, Snoop?
Oh, yeah. I don't know much about that whole having to show you thing. Like, I kind of agree with what you just said, Bill, is that, that they probably don't have to show you. And I think that may be true. And, like, as long as they confess to it, that may be considered showing their hand or whatever. Because
they certainly do a lot of non-denying, right? Like they don't come out and say that's not true. That's just a conspiracy theory. Like a lot of it, they don't do, right? Like they just kind of leave
it. Because it fucks with your head. It's fun for them.
Yeah, right.
Leaves the masses questioning, bewildered. What's going on? How'd that happen?
So wait, so am I right because you're not denying it, or am I wrong and I'm just crazy and you're not even paying attention to it? Yeah, you're right, and it does cause discourse. It causes this uncertainty, this non-trust.
Well, there's I think like something in there like when people go into politics and stuff, they learn how to answer these type of questions without really answering them.
Yeah.
And they answer it in a way that's going to appease probably both sides or most people.
How fucking retarded? How fucking retarded is politics? Seriously.
Bro, Kamala Harris was just the fucking vice president, and if you listen to her fucking word salad, like what the fuck? What did that bitch even just say?
Dude, it's literally WWE, bro. Dude, like people fucking watch that. I don't know how I got sucked into it so hard, but I think it was the entertainment value of it. I think it was truly the entertainment value of it. It gets you pumped up. It makes you think you're making a difference. You're involved in the movie, right? You're a character, and you're like you're directing this movie, but meanwhile you're not at all.
Well, it's absolutely that way.
Illusion of power.
And it's like, it's people pick a side. They're picking a team. Like, look at all these people that, like we already were talking about earlier. If you side with Team Trump and MAGA, then you totally follow the Charlie Kirk narrative because you're part of this team.
Right.
Like, yes. What?
And it's just unreal to me, bro. Like, how could you be awake and still be caught in that paradigm?
Yes.
How?
Yes. That is the main
point.
Make it fucking make sense, dude. Because there's so many people I hear say, I'm awake, and yet they're a part of partisan politics. If you're awake, you realize that the left is the same as the right. It is WWF. And I guess it's hard to get out of that mindset or to break that habit, but it's not until you do when you realize there's no difference between Donald Trump's position and fucking AOC's position, technically. Right? They're the same swamp monster.
Right.
They're just at different levels in the field, So at a Great fucking point.
I just
right wing, left wing, two feathers of the same bird. You know,
Yep.
and what's fucked up is people don't realize. You know, a lot of people like to blame Donald Trump for a lot of the things that are happening today. A lot of people like to go back and say, "Oh, well, this all started with Obama." You know, and it's like, are you fucking people blind?
stop.
It started way before that shit, dude. Like, what?
Whoa. Seriously? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Are you referring to the comment? Or are you talking to me?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that one threw me.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm gonna
Flynn knows-
look that up right now. While we're
Flynn
talking.
knows if he says that, that's going to stir up that Q crowd, right? And that's going to gather support. Because if you were doubting or anything, oh wait, it's happening. The storm is upon us. We're about to learn something. We're about to see something, right? It gives that hope. It pulls you back into it, right? They know what they're doing. Even though they don't talk about the Q community, they know what they're doing.
Looks like he said it a week ago.
Oh,
7 days
fucking
ago.
Christ. And let me guess, was there a storm in the area?
I think he was in Chicago.
That would be fucking epic right there. Like, no, the storm was here. There was a tornado. It was weird. Like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off like that, Snoop. I feel bad, man. I just threw me. Like, are like, okay, you know, that it's one of those things. Like, one, it's not supposed to be Flynn, right? Isn't it supposed to be POTUS? I believe, if that's what the drop said. Look to Twitter, POTUS, in these exact words, the storm is upon us. That's what I remember it as. So it was not supposed to be Flynn. Also, Flynn, unless Flynn is just like coming out and saying he now is backing Q because he was dissing it before, blah, blah, blah. But like you said, I know it's just to keep.
God damn, he's got 2 million followers.
Yeah. He's kind of a thing, Snoop.
This guy's kind of a big deal.
But yeah,
So-
Templar, I agree with you 100%. It just threw me because I wasn't expecting that at this time. You
No,
know,
I get it.
and it's funny because it goes back to I don't know if you know, maybe you know Snoop or Templar. You've heard us talk about it before, but it was that day in Butler that was fucking wild, and we had, I want to say it was Biff Don on the program, and towards the end, I was like, we were making jokes about Q, and I said, well, you know, it's the scare event today. And then about 20 minutes after saying that's when he got shot. So there were things, they do these nods, right? They do these nods to this shit. They're still trying to keep you involved. So when I saw that, I'm like, interesting. I wonder if what's going on with that, because there's always something tied to it, you know?
Well, check this out. Omnis says that 8/8/26 is when he said it in an attached video, right?
Always on the 8th.
Yeah,
I have it right
8/8/8
here.
is the Lionsgate, right? So
Oh.
that every year. So that attaches to Leo and all that. But on top of that, right? I want to show you, like, point out a pattern. So last year on 8/8, we had that big fucking earthquake. Then this year on 8/8, what happens? We get that 7.2 magnitude. 7.2.
wow.
What, you know? Or yeah.
Wow.
Or is it
Okay, that was on
7.4?
that was on the 8th?
Yeah.
The one in
Yeah,
Columbia?
it's not, the Lionsgate is 8/8 and 8/9. Yeah, but yes. It's the same thing. It's the same time period. Just like Charlie Kirk and 9/11 and these things take place in certain seasons or dates and times. There's a rhythm. There's a pattern
you're right.
to this.
So
Right.
I have the post right here, and I'll read it to our audio-only listeners. Breaking: the storm has arrived. In the old days, one would ring the church bells warning of an incoming storm. People from all around would understand exactly what was happening. Right now, church bells across the country are ringing. The question is, anyone listening? I do realize some of you are listening because we communicate with each other fairly routinely. You get it. Despite the advent of social media allowing warning signs to be addressed, its sound must not be loud enough. Most of America doesn't realize how far we've gone over to socialism. Politics, as usual, won't do the trick anymore. Voting still matters, but we must seek new leaders and quickly get rid of the uniparty establishment that has brought us to our knees. Seriously, we can't even pass voter ID. History has a tendency to repeat itself. Sometimes it's the same plot with different actors with a modern arrangement of an old musical score. Those of you that are musically inclined will understand that phrase. When I say globalists are on the march and have a death grip on institutions all across America, I mean it. I speak about accountability all the time until many of you get sick of it. I see it in the comments. I will not relent. Without accountability of those who committed the most egregious crimes of treason or conspiracy to overthrow our government are placed in checkmate, the storm will not subside, and in fact, it will only grow in intensity. Warning, the storm is here.
Okay.
And there's a sweet little GIF that he has here. Is that how you say it, or is it GIF? Whatever.
It looks
So
like
what
a
do you make-
crusader, by the way.
Right. I was gonna say, what do you make of that, Templar?
So to me, that's a call. I was never a Q guy, right? I mean, I learned the basics through hearing people, but
Right.
to me, that's them throwing out. That's a signal, right?
Mhm.
Like, if you believe this, but probably more so, like, to us, because everything's like a parable, right? It all has double meaning. There's the meaning to the profane, which is us, and then there's the meaning to the enlightened, right? So I think that it's basically maybe a signal of something popping off, but at the same point, maybe it's supposed to rile up the Q crowd too for support, you know? But
guess what the timestamp is on that fucking tweet. Sorry to cut you off.
Don't fucking say some like 33 or 9/11. What is it?
422 adds up to 8.
Get the fuck out of here. On the Lionsgate, 8888. Yeah.
Yep.
And then look at this, by the way. Look
88.
at what's his name. Something for the headset. 7 + 2 = 9, which is 711, which all relates. There's a pattern. There's a rhythm. There's a communication that's happening.
So, all right, it gets even worse, right? So
okay, let's do it.
If you mirror 422, that's 224. If you go to
post 224,
yeah,
dude,
you know where this is going.
Don't even, bro.
Who knows where the bodies are buried? The map is in front of you.
Flynn.
Reread. Expand your thinking. Purpose for time being spent here. Q.
Flynn was the one that knows of where the bodies are buried. Unfucking believable. These people, maybe these are the people that are sick.
They know
these people are sick.
Dude, he was accused of being a pedo. Flynn was heavily accused of being a pedo.
They all are at some point or another, you know. But so Templar was dead on with that. Now that you're talking about the Q posting and all that, like, wow, bro. wow. Okay,
yeah, good shit, something.
Yeah, so again, I mean, anybody that thinks it's not real, I think you're fucking crazy. It's the point of it, right? Like the drive behind it. What is the end result?
It serves two purposes,
right?
Right.
Yes.
And it's going to rile up the Q crowd, which they want, right? And through their codes and their numbers, they're communicating to each other on the back end as well, right? Because it all has significant. Dude, they outmatch us, dude. They understand us better than we understand ourselves.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We're fighting an uphill battle.
Dude, you know what? Like, I want to play this video too because it's kind of like goes along with a little bit of what we're talking about right now.
Okay.
But let's check this out real quick.
The president. How could the guy who lived next door to me? I have a higher clearance level than the president. How could the guy who lived next door to me have higher classification than the president? I said, how did you get that job? And he said, well, I was briefed in an underground facility in West Virginia. What was that like? And he said, well, I used to cry myself to sleep every night. I said, well, what would make you cry yourself to sleep? And he goes, this is not the world I thought I was bringing my daughters into. And so I pressed him on it, and he kept saying, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about it. This is like classified information. Finally, after he'd had a couple drinks, he said, I know when you were growing up, you were into science fiction and comic books and all that stuff. I can tell you this, aliens are real. They're here, and I've seen them. And I said, well, are they alive? And he paused and he said, I can't say. Then I came back at him with, if what you're saying is true, how does everyone not know about it? And he said, oh, lots of people know about it. You could walk into any bookstore and you're going to find all sorts of books on the shelves with lots of truth. But right next to them are the books that we publish, full of propaganda. It's a multi-billion-dollar campaign to cover up the truth. There's only one thing that keeps this world spinning. That's the global economy. If you disrupt that by taking away the reason for people to live their lives, everything falls apart. What's the advantage of giving people the truth? And I was like, so you're telling me it'll never come out? He said, if it has to.
So is that, what's going on right here is they're putting the truth right here for us,
Yes.
but we're going to question it because it's alongside all of the other bullshit.
Where they flood the zone. Yeah, absolutely. If I mean, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but if you look at the start of the United States, right before we got here, when the Dutch came, do you know where the Dutch settled? It was Manhattan Island, right? And it was literally right where the fucking World Trade Centers are, right? And this was the Dutch. It was an economic zone. They had the first stock market. I mean, they were fucking world traders, right? And then the British pulled up with 4 ships and said, "Give me your shit, motherfucker. Brace yourselves." And that went, right? And then we have
They had the cannons pointed sideways.
That's right. And Radio City and all the major electronic aspects of the digital age grows there later on in life.
Mhm.
And then places like the World Trade Centers, the financial hub of the world, just like it was with the Dutch, rises up and sprouts there, right? With the 2 towers. And then they knock them down because the truth stands between the pillars, right? They knock it down, which symbolizes the destruction of the illusionary system of what they were leading around us, like good times, whatever you got. And they put up their one, right? Which is the finance system in the world that we now find ourselves into, right? It's all the symbology. It's all like laid out. I hope I articulated that well, because it's hard to, like when you speak to these things, it gets fucking weird, and it's like.
Where are you at with the alien thing, Templar?
I don't believe aliens are real. I don't believe that. I seen a dude talk about like blue ice and all that. I believe that's a thing, but I don't think that the firmament is necessarily ice. I think it is some type of electromagnetic net, right? The higher you go up, the more electricity you get.
Golden Dome.
Right? And if you have the ice wall and all that shit's really cold, then you can engage with electricity and extreme cold. Then you get shit like quantum locking, right? And from there, that would explain how you could get quote unquote satellites that would just float across the fucking grid, and you wouldn't have to be in space because you would be using quantum locking, right? Magnetism plus cold equals levitation, right? So you could, it fucking gets real weird real quick. So, but no, not aliens. Maybe demons. Maybe a break off civilization, right? Who knows? But not anybody from outside.
Right. Yeah. No. I meant like so. I'm simplifying it more like we already understand that the space is fake, so we're not going to call them beings from outer space, right? We're going to niche that out of the conversation completely. I want to know because where I sit, I think that that whole narrative is part of the psyop from the get. You know what I mean? That a lot of these, even right down to Roswell, was a fucking psyop. Like this is where I'm at. Like it's all been these manufactured fucking stories to reiterate this lie that we're so much smaller than we really are, and that we're these, you know what I mean? We're in this infinite universe, and the possibilities are endless of other fucking beings and all this other shit. You know what I mean? Like
in the 40s after Roswell and into early 50s, the military actually would update people on the UFO phenomenon, right? So originally, even though they didn't know anything, or they wouldn't say too much, but they would update. It was something that they would essentially validate. And then there comes a point right around the 60s where then it becomes taboo, right? So now it's like, if you talk about aliens, now the government's there to suppress. Which, what does that do? That raises the counter up against it, right? The fort. Right. So now people are like, oh, aliens are real. So now you get people who before didn't even believe or know what the fuck outer space was because it's a relatively new invention of space travel and all that shit. Then you incorporate the magical thinking of fucking aliens, and then people think the government's suppressing that. So then that gets pushed back, and that propagates out, and then the government now starts coming back through and saying, well, like, this shit might be real, right? Because it's like they set up the long fucking game. They understand us. They understand if they push we'll push. If they pull, we'll pull.
It's like the Alien Files. Like, to me, everybody's like, oh, it was a big letdown. It was exactly what the fuck it was supposed to be.
Yes. Just to get it out there, the concept.
Yep, just enough to make you be like, oh, there's a little dot flying across the screen, but I don't think, I can't make it.
They didn't put out any new information.
No
everything
shit.
Everything they released was already fucking out there.
But think of what they did do. They got people to question it, right? Like, did they release it? Did they release information? Well, if you think they could release information, they already got you fucking halfway there, because there's no real information to believe. You see how they step you there. You know, that's the process. That's how they psychologically fuck you without you even realizing it. You slowly get accommodated. You know, Matt Powers made a great video.
Love him.
And I took an excerpt of how do you brainwash somebody? You repeat it. And if you repeat something 6 times, you repeat it enough, even if somebody doesn't believe it, they will start repeating it in mantra. He talks about how fucking, he could start a whole...
That's why they play the same song over on the radio. Fucking over and
that's
over
why
and
they
over.
get the influencers to all say the same shit, even when everyone knows it's a lie. Because it just gets repeated, and then the resistance to it kind of tones down. Eventually, you can start to second guess yourself if you're not strong-willed. If you don't have a strong foundation in yourself and the way you view information and your life, then you're going to be easier to sway in the wind. And the more you take your information just at face value from the external sources and just incorporate it, the sooner they get you. It's easier for them to mind fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Perfectly. Dude, that was very well said. And I'm right there with it, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a common sense type of guy. You know what I mean? I want to go to that first and build from there. And
literally don't trust anything they fucking say. Like, you can, but put it through a filter. Question it.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, if 95% of what they're doing is bullshit and we know it, that other 5% that might be, I'm still going to lean towards bullshit first until I find something otherwise.
Because you don't know if it's the 5% or the 95.
Exactly. Thank you. This isn't hard, people, okay? It really isn't that hard. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier today. Like with politics and all that, like, how much more do you need to realize that these people are going to fuck you no matter what? You know what I mean? How many times must we repeat this? Okay, this is, even if it's not some operation to make you wake up and it's just the fucking, revelation of the method or whatever you want to fucking call it. Call it whatever you want. You got to learn something from it, people. You got to have some sort of takeaway instead of, well, we'll get them next time. You know what I mean?
Discernment, and not a lot of people have it.
It's a damn shame. It's scary. It's fucking scary, dude. It really is.
The problem is, dude, is that us's sit and we study all this stuff and we research these things and we're caught up in this stuff. But most people are so busy and inundated with their fucking daily lives. And I got to get my fucking son to soccer practice, but I'm fucking running late home from work. And now there's fucking rush hour traffic and this and that they're too caught up in their lives to pay attention to what's happening that's controlling their lives.
Just so you know, I'm not referring to those people. Those are normies. Yeah. They may become unnormied at some point, right? But I'm referring to the people in our movement and stuff like that that are still like, okay, let's, for instance, the government lies to you. They're out to get us, but space is fucking real. Like, NASA doesn't fucking
that's the hardest thing about being a Trump supporter, I feel like. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may be awake and aware of all this other bullshit, but you're thinking Trump's going to come in and save you. Like, and I'm not going to say his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about, a certain foreigner who's a big supporter of him. Like, he's awake enough to realize the fucking bullshit around it, but he still fucking won't back off of
this. Has been the overall theme of tonight's discussion, is exactly what you just said.
The other thing is, people want to take shortcuts, right? And the problem is, in shit like this, you can't take the shortcut. There's a hard learning curve, right? Just kind of like when you get into flat Earth, right? Like you can learn about a couple concepts or whatever.
There's a learning curve with flat Earth.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Funny. But there is, right? Because you actually got to start understanding what their arguments and what their structure is to be able to pick apart, right? Same thing with symbology and all that. Then you got to start putting in the time to, you know what I mean? And they have everybody's fucking life. It's already hard enough, right? You got to work, you got whatever you got going on in your life. You actually got to take the time to study, which is kind of like my major criticism of the truth movement or even the flat earth movement, you know, as it is on like X and shit. It's kind of stagnated where everybody's sharing the same concepts and the same things, right? And so there's no new approaches, you know, like nobody's reevaluating some of the shit, you know.
A lot of
Stuff
that's
like
the
that.
algorithm as well.
Right. Oh, agreed.
For sure. Ted and I were talking about this on the way back from Bro Grove. Like it's almost like they have achieved separating us into individual little tribes, just like you were talking about earlier, right down to us in groups on X. And you know what I mean? Like we used to, that's why the other day I went on one of his posts and I was just like, Lion Ted, he's always pushing these conspiracy theories. Like that was the norm for us. We would have 50, 60 fucking people under every post calling us lying scumbags, this and that. Where are all those people? Where did they go? Where did they go? You know where they went? Somewhere where the algorithm put them, because they ain't fucking underneath us no more, you know?
And did you notice that the majority of those people have like a name and then numbers after it? And they have a maybe 100, 200, or even 17 followers. But those are the ones that fucking flood you. Not the blue check marks, whatever. Just these imaginary people when you look and you're like, oh, like that's a bot farm. You know, that's the paper tiger, the illusion.
Right, which was, I mean, that was a plethora of them, you know, back in fucking 2022, 2023. Where are they now? You know, all I do is see this. All I see are the same posts by the same people in my little group. We're sharing the same memes and like all is quiet.
Loop.
Yeah, exactly. All is quiet. All is well, and it's calmed down. It's to suppress. It is suppression, people. It's just a newer form of it. You need to wake the fuck up. It's YouTube all over again in different form because it's a completely different platform. But every time they need to fix the algorithm, it only gets worse. That's not a mistake. If it were a mistake, they would correct it and they would get more input and feedback. Okay? That is not how this works, people. Wake the fuck up. You're not going to figure out how to reinvent the wheel on this.
And it's not the truthers that need the wake up, right? Like, but those are the ones sharing all the shit amongst each other, right?
Even the truthers, though, they're just fucking losing it. Like they're just getting caught up in this bullshit as well. You know what I mean? They're like, oh well, you know, maybe it'll fix itself. I'm just gonna keep worrying about my followers, worrying about growing my or you know, my account and this and that. Like for what?
Right.
What are you doing? We need to stop and rethink this big time. Do a new approach. Perhaps maybe start thinking about different platforms. I don't know. But all I do know is that they fucking nailed us.
And you got to find a way to design the information to get out to the unknown masses.
Right, a more clever way to do it. Yes.
Yeah, because great. You know, I show a really great video or meme or something. You're like, yeah, that's fucking fire. That makes that point really good. Okay, but you already understand it and feel that way.
Correct.
You know? However, you know, like we should be targeting the people who have never even questioned that. You know, like I got to the point where I fucking red pilled my landlord and her husband, and you know, like fucking got them to start questioning. And these were milquetoast fucking people. But I was able to articulate enough concepts to them that got their wheels spinning, just as that happened to me. And they're like, holy shit, like, I like the way you think. Now they look into more things, right? Like, that's the growth. That should be what we're really aiming for, is to wake up those minds. It's not really our peers and our people among.
Oh, where the fuck are you been? Where you been, Poppy?
Well, first, where is thing? What is it? It's 8:55 or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
We're gonna be wrapping it up here anyway. So if that is where if that's something you're gonna do, I may want to
Yeah. You know what, Poppy?
visually
I'll drop in there. I'll. What time does he open his thing? 10 o'clock or some shit. Yeah. I'll tell him yes. Tell him send me a message for what time I need to be in there, and then make sure like if I go in there and all it's gonna be is they mute my mic and they yell at me, I'm not hanging around for that. But if I can go in there and like we can go back and forth, I'm all about that. Yeah, game on.
Okay, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are watching and would love to, proceed on to another program, that's your call. We are not endorsing another program. However, we are not poo-pooing it either because our friend Templar is going to go and have a quick, a nice civil discussion with another group of people. So, anyway.
So, yeah, just tell him message me with the time, Poppy.
Snoop, you got a couple of screen things you want to pull up for us before you play that outro music? Yeah.
Let's check this out. This is a little bit lighthearted, not too much conspiracy stuff, but it's a look at what the future has coming, and it can be scary, but look at this drone here that this guy is about to put up.
Okay, let's go.
This looks so fun.
Okay, let's go.
So imagine that shit's flying across your screen, across your sky at night. Like,
another form of advertisement. What a shot.
Or it has your
Okay, let's
face,
go.
right? Or it has your face on it because they're looking for you, or they're trying
Wanted.
to shame
Yeah.
you, or
Nice.
you know.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah,
you
good to
too,
see
brother.
Poppy.
Yeah, man. I
Absolutely.
thought he was just coming over here as like a little spy or something. I was gonna be like, oh man, where the fuck you been? No, but I'm just playing with you, Poppy. It's good to see you, brother.
Yeah, nothing but love.
We have a Substack that we'd like to talk about usually.
do you know what it's called?
It's called phoneboothpodcast.substack.com.
It is.
There it is. Look at right there. Mind of Madness right there
Yeah,
on the
that
top.
was with Roger from Mud Fossil University.
There it
And
is.
I got
Look
along
at-
really
look at
good.
right
He had
there,
me
Mind-
come over on his thing. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Right
Look at
on,
that though,
man.
Contra Sean, dude. I love that guy. Always love that guy.
That's an
absolutely
actual.
love
That's a
Contra Sean.
very different. I think everybody needs to go check that out because if you know who Conscious Sean is, you know where he's come from, you know what he's been all about. He's gone through quite a revelation. We'll put it that way. So he's on there talking about some new stuff, man, and new thing he's got going on, and it's really neat.
Yeah, I need to give it a watch. I saw a couple minutes of it, but
Yeah.
you guys cut the
very
pores
different.
off after 30 minutes.
Yes, that's true. We did cut the pores off,
But
you
it'll
know,
be
you gotta
it'll be on the thing, yeah. So
yeah, all you got to do is go hit subscribe, man. You watch this
it.
pretty soon. So, anyway,
get some swag while you're there.
Yeah,
too.
click on that little merch link. Check out what we got. We got some good quality shirts. I'm wearing one now, as a matter of fact, and
Dude,
I wore it at Bro Grove as well.
I don't know why Ted had to make my shirt with this guy doing the Bellamy salute. It's so
Because
fucked
we
up.
all know what you're really about, bro. Okay, there's no
Jeez.
secret. Just like you're actually a Freemason sleeper. And everybody
right.
you have on your show are Freemasons. And
That's right.
Me
Speaking
too,
of
when
which,
people
you're
get
gonna want
mad
to
at
watch.
me.
Speaking of which, you're gonna watch Ken the Bear Fan this week, coming up on the Here's the Thing.
Okay, there you go.
Nice. Yes.
Go. Sports is a very Masonic thing as well. So
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Football, baseball,
Yeah.
and soccer 100%.
That's because it pays respect to ball, dude. BAAF.
hey now, at least you know.
Hey.
At least you know you're forthright with it. And we go to Can-Am bullying because you got to have some stuff that you could put in socks and beat people down with.
Not only do I talk about heavy metal, I promote precious metals too.
Nice, very nice. That's a good little
Yes.
sample right there.
Hell yeah, that is.
That's a
Brilliant.
great little sample. Yes, get your gold coins, your bullion, all that goody stuff that is actually worth money worth something, because the dollar is worth less, I promise you. And that meaning that, yes, it is worth less every single day and will eventually be worth nothing when they crash this entire fucking thing. So get something to back yourself up for that occasion.
And if you don't know what you're doing on that stuff, reach out to Michael. He has advisors. They can walk you through everything so you don't feel like you're just throwing your money away or you're nervous about what you're investing in. They'll walk you through it. They'll talk to you. So don't be afraid to check it out. Like, we appreciate them very much.
Also, don't just put some shit in your cart and then sit on it, because the prices change. They fluctuate.
Right.
You know, get in on that dip and get yourself in there.
Stop buying like
pull.
Stop buying like nigga coin and shit. You know what I mean? Like, wake up. For God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like, something that has fucking value. Okay?
What'd you say?
I said it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have some outro music. It's been fucking festive. Templar, Snoop,
this was a fun one.
Shout out to Ted. He's on vacation because he works very hard, but he was still here helping us set up. We shout out to him too as well, and everybody.
Something for the head, Ominous, fucking Poppy, all you guys, dude.
Go check out Something for the Heads.
Thank you for commenting, dude.
Podcast. Go join his shit. Give him 20 followers. Plus, let's give him 200. How about that?
There you go. And thank you everybody for tuning in to the best live stream on Saturday nights.
What he said.
We love you all.
What he said. Dinosaurs are still fake.
Dinosaurs are real. Fuck you, Bill. Good night, everybody.
My life has been shattered.